Whoa. Unmute, and then I got this like thing that like flashed across my screen. Ethan, you look pensive. What's up?
Is Titan Uranus a butt sex joke?
Yes.
God damn
I
it.
I thought it. I mean, I
Actually, I
thought
have
it was
one of my
a lot.
videos, like my what do you call it? My video. It's Titan explaining how he's trolling a certain transphobic asshole
Mm.
with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
approve. I approve. Good evening. Thanks for having me. I don't know why you did this, but that's the level of comedy you can expect tonight. I mean, the best joke I got, and I opened with it, so it's downhill from here.
no, Ethan, God, I've known you forever. I One of the first people I met on the internet. Um, believe it or not, Titan and I met on Ethan's stream. Or I'm sorry, you're not Ethan.
I'm not Ethan. But it's fine. But it's
All
fine.
right, we're gonna go with that. This is not Ethan. Everybody, you can find him at ProLib channel, and that's is it at ProLib. Well, I'm sorry, at Progressive Liberal.
At Progressive Liberal, but if you're on Twitter or TikTok, it's at ProLib Show because I just like being that confusing.
That is awesome. But yeah, I remember. I don't. I'm assuming I knew Titan before, but like I remember what I really remember is arguing with him in your side chat, like often,
About what?
everything.
Everything.
Ethan remembers. I'm sorry, not
Everything.
Ethan remembers that too.
Yeah, it was. So back then, back in the day, we would do like an hour and a half long stream on YouTube, and we would do an after show on Mixer.
Hmm.
And so, like, no one would come to the Mixer show because we would play video games. It would be me and my ex-wife Batsy and Mikey who did the show with me. Mikey Famine, who a lot of
Mikey
people
Famine, yeah.
know who Mikey Famine is. Um,
Yeah, people know Mikey is with Neil now,
yeah,
so
he
most of
does
us,
Neil show. It's great on there too.
yeah.
Um, miss that guy. But then we would do an after show on Mixer, which no one would come to except basically Maya, Titan, and Pufflepigus. And it would just
Oh
kind of be
yeah, I
the
miss
six of us
Puff.
hanging out, and Maya and Titan would spend most of the time yelling at each other in the comments. And so I just modded them both, so that way they couldn't ban each other.
So yeah, even from the days of the early internet, there was Adam, Eve, and a modded Titan Uranus.
Yeah. Was he using Titan?
No,
No, he
he
was
was
using.
going by no, like I
Well,
said,
you're not
he
supposed to
changed
say
about.
apparently.
I don't know if he wants us to say it or not, but
I
Yeah,
he did change
he changed while we were
after
still
a
on Mixer.
certain asshole
It was the
started
tail
acting
end
up.
of Mixer when he became Titan.
No, I think it was after that. I want to say Mixer had gone away by that time.
Maybe it
I
was.
could be
Maybe it was
wrong
once
though.
we switched to Twitch. Maybe it was.
Yeah,
But then, yeah, Mixer, of course, Microsoft
Mixer was
put one
great.
back.
I'm really upset. Like I think that could have been bigger.
Could have, could have, and then, and now we're
And now
here.
we're here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming I'm not seeing anything, but I'm assuming we got rated because we have like 70. Like this is
Oh, hello,
not
everyone.
Ethan. Holy shit!
Hi.
Like you are a good luck charm. I'm assuming.
Well, I hope so. I
It's the
hope
first
so.
time we've hit 70. We've been
Um,
close. We've been at
well,
68.
here's what I want to do since I'm the guest tonight. I want to say a heartfelt congratulations to you for reaching 1,000
Thank
subscribers.
you. Thank
Amazing.
you.
If you're not already subscribed, you should be because these guys do a great show every Sunday night. I, of course, am usually distracted by football, but tonight it's the 49ers in Dallas. So, I mean, this is going to be way more exciting than that. But also, I want to let you all know a hearty you're welcome for talking Vandy out of his purple bow tie that he was going to wear. I did
I
everything I could.
couldn't find it.
I did everything I could to make fun of him.
You did.
So, and I did that on your behalf. All of you are welcome. He spent a good couple of minutes searching for it while his belt was not all the way in his belt loop and it looked like his penis was out.
So
Hey,
they're
okay,
used
that
to the penis
video.
belt.
which we also made fun of him for. So you guys are it's like you're in the room with us.
Nobody
Yeah.
made a comment about the penis belt in the World
Well,
of Dance
they did
video.
when you were, yeah, a lot of people made, were questioning whether or not that was the actual belt
Right.
when he was doing his striptease video.
As I said to Vandy earlier, and I want to repeat now for everyone, there are certain order of life decisions a person has to make in order to end up owning a purple bow tie,
I
and you
can't
made
find
all
it.
of them.
I need to buy another purple bow tie.
Okay. Listen, guys, I tried.
I have a purple sleep eye mask that kind of looks like a bow tie that I could wear around my neck.
That would be
like,
less embarrassing.
Would it? Let's
it's
find
just
No,
out.
like it's just like
no,
him,
I was.
Liberace, and who was that one guy that was on Bewitched? That the one comedian that was on Bewitched. Like I'm pretty sure he would have worn a purple bow tie.
Oh,
See? It's like this.
who was that
Uncle
that was on
Arthur.
Bewitched?
What is his name?
Um,
It
oh
looks
my
like
God,
a IBTC bra.
I want to say Dick Van Dyke, but it's not Dick Van Dyke. Dick Van
No.
Dyke's
No, it's an eye mask. Or I mean, I guess it could be like a training bra for like a baby.
Oh God. Okay. Listen.
All right, for $5, Professor Park says the super chats must flow.
Indeed.
Thank you, Professor Parks. We appreciate you. Um, and then I wish it were easier to, like on YouTube, I can get to my all my crap a lot easier. But here I just
Your
have to
crap.
scroll.
It's in that. It's in.
Oh, that's
Hey,
better. So
right?
yeah, I
Oh my
think it's
God,
down there at the bottom, isn't it?
what are you looking for?
Oh, I thought the video. Never mind. That
Oh
was
no, 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 no. We
never
have
mind.
some things to get out of the way.
Right.
So the Weasels have gifted themselves 5 more cult members. And we do want to welcome in the Apostate Sisters, Mr. Shadow Kitty, and our Antarctic Fox, Sapir Odd. Never know how to pronounce that, but yeah, this guy here. Yeah, welcome to the cult, as well as Michael Bell. So everybody, welcome to the cult. Please enjoy your tapioca weasels, your vaginas, and your nitties.
How are they going to enjoy me if you keep on kicking me off of the stream? And there I go again. I bet.
Hey, it's like you remember when I was saying earlier, it's like the masochism thing, right? Where it's just like oh my God, I need a paddle and
You
my
do.
tiara, and I can
You
be
do.
like Mistress Maya.
Absolutely. I've got an extra one you can borrow.
Ooh, I like it. Also, Left-Handed Jedi, not to be outdone, Left-Handed Jedi is really good for upstaging the weasels. Left-Handed Jedi gifted 10 cult members to the chat, and those went to Captain Crockpot, Bridget Bell's Blessings, Secular Sakai, Bethany Callahan, Toasties Van Build, oh God, DM, longest fucking name ever. DM the Rocks Don't Lie Wing, Rick,
One name though.
Stephen Walsh, and D Parks or D Parks, depending on how you want to
I
pronounce
think I
that.
heard my joke. I think she missed that.
Sorry.
No. It's good. You didn't want to hear that one. It was,
Thank you. New cult members, please enjoy your tapioca weasels, your vaginas, and your nitties. And the chat tonight is not going to let us get started.
That's okay.
$5. Fern Love Bond. Fern, big, longtime member of the show, love her so much, says, this is a preemptive, open-ended muting of BBH if or when she shows up. I hope any mod will feel free to use it as appropriate. And I'm sure the mods are already all over it.
I haven't seen her yet.
I know you're always looking out for her, and
I am.
she's not going to be able to harass not Ethan because she's never been in his chat, so
oh yeah.
she's probably not banned.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're not allowed.
fuck.
No, no,
Not allowed to ask about that anyway.
Titan may have done it,
Oh, preemptively.
right.
I could see that happening. Emperor outstaged Jedi. What the fuck? This has never happened before. Nobody has ever upstaged Jedi. Jedi, are you going to take that shit?
Regios might have. It's possible.
Ooh, possible. Yeah, that is
Possible.
possible. But Ember is giving us 20 more cult members. Holy shit, girl. I love you, girl. And thank you for the raid. Those went to Stacy C, Off the Chain Atheist, Hannah A. Hannah, love you so much. The Holy Spackle, welcome back. Chris McDaniel, alias fake name, James Nordoff. Counter Apologetics with Nara, Glober Mom. Jefferson Spatchcock, Kelly A, Brojo 420 Atheist, Ways to Human, Cuddly Unicorn, Speedy Romans, Durante Lamar, friend of the show, Billy Bongs a lot. I'm sorry, I have a child. Billy Bongs a lot. Scott Starbuck. Now I want coffee. The Trusty Ape, Michael Granado, friend of the show. Welcome, welcome, new cult members. Please enjoy your tapioca weasels, your nitties, and your Jedis. Holy shit, we may have to break this up. But I do want to thank everybody for coming through. As you Hooligan says, we hit 1,000 subs today.
Yesterday.
You know what I thought would happen? Here's something that I really did think that I was hoping to get 1,000 this year because we rang in the year at 500, and I was like, oh, I could possibly, you could do this again, like easy. You're 500 in January, like 1,000 shouldn't be that hard. And then, like as I stagnated through the summer, I was really thinking, the way my life would go, I'll be sitting at like December 1st with like 999 subs, and it'll just stay there through January. Like that's like how life would work for me. But for $5, you hooligan says 1,000 subscribers is now the metric Maya uses when asked, how long have you been putting up with the tapioca weasel?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
But actually, the weasel does have a weasel. Do you want to tell the story of how we got to 1,000 subs?
Yeah. So last night I was chilling on the interwebs as one does. And, I was looking at the various places. I was at Ember's channel. She was doing a fantastic stream. And I was talking to my bestest buddy, Al Trucker, who is in the chat, of course. And by the way, Al has, again, provided us with a bingo game, which is pinned at the top of the chat. You click on that. It's tapiocaweasel.com.
And we totally have a stream tonight.
Yeah.
We will get to it.
We will get to it. But he was watching a stream over on DC's channel. And DC, I believe, is one of the people that has rated us tonight. Thank you very much. And so I went in there and I started gifting memberships because hello DC.
Hi DC.
And I don't like being gray, okay? Or as Al likes to put it, dark white. And so I was like gifting memberships and stuff, and I was like, hey, you guys should I don't produce content or anything, so y'all should check out our show, Bad Science Sunday, here. And we hit 1,000, so thank you. Amazing.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy. I was looking for a vid, and you have no idea how hard it was to find a vid today.
And that I just linked DC, by the way, his channel in the chat, so you should go sub.
Thank you. Yes, everyone, please go sub to DC. She got us over the hump. I've been 20 away for probably 2 weeks. And then, I don't know, they came through. Nothing but love and appreciation.
It's amazing.
And I don't know what's going on with Catherine and MC, but, please obey chat rules.
I think honestly, when I hit 1,000 subs, I literally got emotional about it. I mean, it's a big deal. It really is a big deal.
Yeah. No, I feel elated. I was saying to Ethan before the stream started, I was like, I feel like it's my birthday. It's like insane. It's just the algorithm does not help you out before 1,000.
It
Like it
doesn't.
really is a slow crawl. You're out there with a looking glass, like finding. It's like, do you want to sub to me? Like, please, sir, can I have another?
We sir may have another.
And when you finally get there, it's just like, oh my god, like I thought you would never come. So I can't tell you how grateful I am. But Mark Reed, thank you, has gifted us 20 more cult members that went to Lord Distance, James the Mad Duncan, Rain the Draconic, all right, Kira J, Chris Connie, Random Spooky Girl, 3Po, all right, Mash Made, Rochester Swift, uh, oh wow, and then it goes to back to Jedi, who was just like, "Fuck that shit. I'm gifting 20." And so I think the algorithm is kind of catching up, but which I think we're at 130 subs, and I remember this happening before, where people were we would max out, but that was back
Right.
to 700. Yeah. So if you don't have your gifts turned on, please turn on your gifts. Um,
It is true that some people have brand accounts. Apparently, that's also a thing that, like, if your account is just old enough, sometimes that's the default, and then you're not able to receive gifts. You can still personally purchase one, but you're unable to receive them.
Oh, that
Unfortunately,
sucks.
wow.
yeah, super dumb.
Real quick, Native Atheist asked in the chat. He said, who is this? Not Ethan. I'm not familiar with Not Ethan. Just wanted to answer your question real quick. I am not Ethan.
He's not Ethan.
I hope that clears it up for you.
Yeah. But if you like, you can follow him
Sure.
um, on at Progressive Liberal.
Yep.
He stream.
Guess what I talk about?
When do you stream?
Tuesday evenings around 7:30 Eastern, usually.
Yeah, if you can't imagine what a progressive liberal would talk about, you're in for a treat. Only the best
Baking.
stuff.
It's all baking. It's the only thing I ever bring up. Baking. I
And
get baking
no,
powder, baking soda, baking salt, baking flour, baking
all the
butter.
things. Um, yeah, so we like to think of ourselves as progressive over here. We're a very pro and affirming community, and the only thing we don't tolerate is intolerance. So
Oh, I will shill one thing so I don't forget it later. On
okay,
election nights, not this Tuesday, next Tuesday, I'll be live on TikTok with Kitty the Atheist, Godless Engineer, and Kelly. I forget
Godless
Kelly's last.
Granny.
Yes, Goddess Granny.
I believe it's Pearson.
So yeah, so if you're on TikTok on election night, around 6:30 p.m. Eastern or so, we're gonna go live. It'll be the four of us watching as the.
I'm gonna have to dust off the old TikTok app.
I know. Goddess Granny, yes. So make sure you come over. If you do use TikTok and you want to be on TikTok for election stuff, come and join us. It'll be fun.
Oh, and real quick before we start this, Ember for $2 says Nitty sends love and congrats. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, the chat, it just, man, this is like a coffee of love here.
I do. That's literally everything that I do is anti-magnetism. I hate those fucking things. I can't. I have a shotgun stored over my bed. Anytime I see a magnet,
You marry? Will you marry me? I will have your children. I'm unable to do that. I'll figure it out.
No.
Oh, damn
Fuck
it!
you talk. No, that's no.
He hates,
Look at my name.
You could never marry a man with a mullet.
Look at my name. You see where it says? You see where it says Dr. Tapioca
Listen,
Weasel?
I'm
Sandy?
embarrassing enough on my own. Okay, I can't marry.
like I can't,
someone.
yeah, you have a mullet, you have a purple tie floating around somewhere.
I can't find it. I have to buy another purple bow tie.
How's your twerking game?
Oh, it's on point. Can we move
Okay.
forward though?
Fine.
What
Okay,
do we
so
have?
tonight
What do we have for
Tonight.
not Ethan?
Dr. T
Our
is a
video.
power bottom.
Our video this evening.
Hold on. Left-handed jet. Put that up on the screen.
Wait,
What
I
was
didn't
that?
even see that.
Yeah.
I love
Bravo.
Jedi.
I just golf clap left-handed Jedi. That's just you get
I
the
can
golf
take it.
clap. That's good stuff.
So this evening, the title of the video is Elon Musk's secret AI plan exposed. David Icke.
Oh God.
Oh yeah.
Nothing
And
but the best for you.
Here's
This
the
is-
thing. Before you start this, you had no idea about this. There is a whole YouTube channel I'm planning like a very big video on that has a bunch of different stuff, like all kinds of different aliens and conspiracies. One thing they have is like 20 different David Icke talks.
Yeah.
All of
No,
which I've
seriously. Because
So
like,
I'm
there's
like an expert on David Icke from like his early soccer days,
yeah,
all
yeah.
the way until when he declared that he was Jesus,
Oh
all
my
the way
God.
through David Icke.
he's
like,
a
these are
remarkable
people-
individual. In
I
like a
am a
horrifying way.
David Icke expert, so this is actually the perfect video for me to watch. Just wanted to preface that before we get
Oh,
started.
good. Because like I was like, hey, do you have any specialties or let me know? And you're like, no, I trust you completely.
Yeah, I
And
just
I'm like, holy shit, that was your first mistake.
That's right, you did say that.
But yeah, we haven't done Ike in a while. We early, like in January, I want to say our first show of the year. I was trying to explain to the audience how the reptilians were
which are really his thing. Like, yeah. That's what
yeah
he's known
are tied to Jews. And
yes, yeah.
Thank you. I thought it was obvious, but there were people who were just like, "What? No!" And I'm like, "Oh, holy hell! You're really going to make me do a whole 2 hours explaining this shit?" I'm like, "Come on! They love money and power. Do they need the big noses? Like, what the fuck?" It is so anti-Semitic.
The problem is, I'm going to get into this in the video that I do.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that the word that really David Icke kind of popularized, but was already around, is globalist, and he made globalist dangerous thing.
Yeah.
And it was around before him, long before him.
Oh yeah.
Long before him. But he tied it to this other thing where he would even say, "Oh, it's not about Jewish people. I'm not talking about Jewish people. This is about something far, actual, that's real, that's actually sinister." It's actually the Jews is what he was talking about. But he will claim that it was not the Jews. But
and I say all that to say the stream was on reptilians, but you'll be shocked to know that David Icke made an appearance in it, like just for at least half the show.
And Mark, it's specifically globalist, not globist. Very different.
Not globist. Global, yeah, the globalist. It just fuck this guy. All right, Vandy, do your thing.
Yeah. So, the channel is the very simple name, Levi. Not Levy as in Levy Rosman, which you can see right here. Gotham Chess, fantastic guy. Sorry. And they have 129,000 subscribers.
Yeah, and so his specialty actually is like Bitcoin and all that stuff.
Oh, crypto.
Yeah, crypto. Thank you. I was thinking cryptid. Can't imagine why.
Close.
Yeah, he's a crypto bro, but
he looks like a
he
crypto
took a
bro.
day off to help David Icke take a day off to slam black people in particular.
And that day off was apparently 11 days ago, and they've gotten 70,000 views.
Yeah.
Hey, Maya, is Lexi here? Is he black?
No.
David Icke, is he black?
No.
Oh, okay. I was just curious. I was just curious if either of them were. Go ahead.
But they're doing black people a solid. You'll be happy to know.
Absolutely. Listen, I have listened to like every Tupac album. I think I understand the black experience. Okay.
That's all it takes.
Yeah.
That's fair. Apparently.
All right.
Let's go.
Not
Let's
Biggie.
go.
He was an asshole, but Tupac, yeah, totally into him.
Well, I say to them, Why does the psychopath do what they do?
Wow, I never thought of it like that.
Why does the psychopath serial kill?
Yeah.
Well, because he's a freaking psychopath. That's why he does it.
Elon Musk
It's
is
some
not
profound
who you
shit.
I'm like, I understand the idea of like an intro clip that's like eye grabbing,
Yeah, that was the eye grabbing intro clip, which
but
yeah.
it total non sequitur. Like
Yeah,
I'm
you think.
we're not going to
I'm
like
doing
these
them-
people.
because I do them on a lot of my TikTok videos, because that's how TikTok works. If you don't grab them in the first 5 seconds, they just swipe.
Yeah.
So I have to. I always make sure that it's like as close to the lead, like my title and
Yeah.
whatever that intro clip is have to directly relate, or they're just going to swipe. They're just going to go away. And like his is dumb.
Yeah, like if the title was Elon Musk is a psychopath, one, I would probably agree, and two, it would make a lot more sense with that intro clip.
I will warn you, if you do lick the stream, my dog is right next to me, so any dog hair, I'm going to apologize about that if you do lick the stream and that.
Delicious.
So
Freaking psychopath. That's why he does it.
Elon Musk is not who you think he is. And in today's video, David
exactly
Icke
who
is
I think
going
he
to
is.
be completely exposing that fact. But also, he's going to be exposing the fact that nothing is exactly how it seems when it comes to the government, when it comes to the military, when it comes to the police force.
So, I feel like, given that you're a David Icke expert, can you give us like a 30-second rundown on who he is and what he
Sure.
represents?
David Icke was a professional soccer player. That's where he first got his notoriety and most of his money. Then he went to work as a sports commentator, specifically on soccer. I believe he was on BBC One, if I remember correctly. And then he went on a talk show one night that was kind of the equivalent of Johnny Carson on BBC, and confirmed that he was Jesus Christ, and that he was the reincarnation of Jesus Christ, and that he had heard voices in his head that told him that he was the reincarnation of Jesus Christ. That is who Elon Musk is.
That's
Not
who
Elon
David
Musk,
Icke is.
David Icke. Right.
Tomato, tomato.
And then he backtracked from it. So, but
From
also,
that,
I got to pause real quick because I got to get more water. But I'm going to be right back in just a second.
you should get something stronger, but fair enough.
Yeah, but I'm back in 1 second.
Yeah.
And I can still hear the stream, so
Cool.
I just got to step over here. I'm in Asheville. For people who don't know, we're still on bottled water, so
Okay.
I can't get it out of the tap, so I got to grab another bottle. But I'm listening. Keep going.
Yeah. So the other thing that David Icke is famous for is just being like very high profile conspiracy theorist because he was already famous and then he went just complete nuts. The specific theory he is the most famous for, which isn't covered a lot in this episode, I don't think, is the reptilians, which, I mean, like, even flat earthers, a lot of them don't even believe in reptilians. So, there's that.
Really interesting.
Probably. I don't know.
All right, let's go.
Virtually everything. The people who you think you are serving are not actually the puppet master pulling the strings. And well, while that might sound very conspiratorial, once you really see it broken down, it starts to make a lot more sense. And David Icke does a phenomenal job of doing that. And that's why I made today's video, because he
does a phenomenal job of telling you that the Jews are responsible for like all the world's ills. So, which is, yeah.
And probably, like, there's a few of them in particular. Like, we have a bingo card. Do we have a George Soros square? I don't see one on mine.
What? Oh, no. I am pretty sure it's going to make an appearance.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, did you guys get your Soros bucks too? I just cashed my check today for being a Soros show. Oh, is that not what we were talking about? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
I've said many times
on the Soros.
I have like 20,000 followers on Twitter. And so I get told all the time that I get Soros bucks, that Soros pays me. Apparently. It never shows up in my bank account, but that is what I'm told.
Yeah.
people who are posing as your
Oh,
friend, who in
Vandy
reality,
gets the.
there are
Oh, I'm sorry.
people.
Vandy
Sorry.
definitely. Sorry. Vandy definitely does not get the big NASA showbox. Definitely does not happen.
Not yet. Not yet.
Not anymore.
Got to finish his interview.
Yeah.
Why do you think I'm here?
In grad school, I was paid by NASA.
Who
True story.
are posing as your friend, who in reality want nothing more than to control every single aspect of your life. And David Icke does the best job I have ever seen of exposing that to everybody. So
Good God.
that sounds interesting.
I mean, he shouldn't be exposing himself like that.
To you. I need you to hit that like button so everyone sees this video.
We do. We need you to smash that like button.
Smash it.
Right there.
Yeah, but like
You heard the man.
mine in particular, though.
Well, they don't have access to this. I'm not sharing the link. I mean, they can look at like the stream and the don't do that though. Don't give these people your support.
Yeah, don't do that. But
Ever.
Yeah.
And let's get right into it.
If you look through human history, not least because of what we've been talking about, the continuation of the same basic process through history. I mean, it's changed.
In case you're wondering, no, he hasn't established the process yet. As with most of our people that we cover, there actually isn't that much of a through line oftentimes. So if you're confused, just like listen 20 seconds until they say something dumb, you'll be fine.
one of the things Ike used to do, and this is in a lot of his old videos, so early video compression was really bad, if anybody remembers.
Oh.
And early video compression, I don't want to get too technical with you, but basically pixels are numbers, okay?
Okay.
And so you've got zeros and ones, and however they're situated creates the colors that are on your screen. Well, back in the day, compression was really bad, and so you'd get lots of blocks.
Yeah.
In a lot of the pictures. So like the video would play kind of normally for a second, and then we get blocky, and then it would play normally for a second. It was just JPEG artifacting in compression. It's not anything weird. But Ike would have these large conventions with all of these people, and he would play these videos up on screen, and he'd be like, look in her eyes. You can see she almost transformed into a reptilian for a second. And it's like, no, it's just JPEG artifacting. And you know that, Ike, but you just like lying to people to get their money out of it.
Money.
In that way, they are a lot. Like
So they will give them money.
That and people like to assume that Hillary Clinton is a reptile.
And they like to blame the Jews for things.
That too.
Oh, I mean, globalists. I'm sorry.
The globalists.
Globalists. I apologize.
Emphasis, and it's changed in the continuation of the same basic process through history. I mean, it's changed in its emphasis and it's changed in its way of selling it, but it's been basically the same process. The many, no matter what culture it is, it doesn't matter what religion it is, it doesn't matter what era it is, the many give their power to the few, who, as a result, impose their will on the few.
Do they give it?
On them.
That last thing he just said, least crazy thing he probably says the whole
Probably,
video.
I was going to say, that's probably the most normal thing we'll hear from Ike tonight.
Yeah, and honestly, like what he just said, that's sort of like social contracts of government. That is kind of how they are ostensibly supposed to work.
Sure. You get that a lot from Musk, too. I mean, Musk will say something that sounds perfectly reasonable. Like, oh, well, if we cut all of these regulations, we could save $2 trillion every year off the budget. And you're like, oh, yeah, well, that sounds reasonable. Well, the regulations are talking about cutting are like Social Security and Medicare. So,
Right.
It saves the government money. It doesn't save me any money.
Correct. It would make things a lot worse for you. But sure, the government would save tons of money if we cut Social Security and Medicare. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, as one does.
Many. That's happened all the way through human history. And all that's happened in the COVID era is it's become more obvious as things have got more and more extreme. But that's been the process all along.
So the COVID era has increased the tendency for people to just give their power to a small group, apparently.
Sure.
I mean, you can say that.
I agree.
You can say a lot of things.
And Katrina, I didn't say he said things reasonable. I said they sound reasonable when he said them. in certain ways.
Mm.
But yeah, so he's right in some ways. You know who else used to talk about this stuff? I just remembered was Alex Jones. No.
You're
I'm
not
serious.
wrong.
Early Alex Jones. I'm talking about pre 9/11 Alex Jones. You can go
Oh, I
watch
didn't
his
even know about
old
him before
movies.
9/11. Yeah.
I didn't
He
even know about him
talked a
in
lot
10
about
years after 9/11.
well, he before 9/11 he was very anti. He was like, we're setting up a police state. He was very he one of the first reasons he got famous in Austin was because they implemented a thing that said you had to put your thumbprint on for your ID. When you got a new driver's license, you had to put your thumbprint down on a biometric machine. And he
Okay.
went in and got his camera to film him, of course, and refused. And they ended up arresting him, not because he wouldn't put his thumb down, but just for trespassing. Because then they told him to leave if he wasn't going to get an ID, and he refused. And so he got himself arrested for trespassing, but he made it seem as though he refused to put his thumb down, and he got arrested for not giving up his thumbprint. And it's funny because Ike is kind of calling back here to those same kinds of libertarian-esque ideas. We shouldn't have cameras everywhere because that's going to infringe on our privacy. We don't care about privacy when it comes to women's health care, but we care about privacy when it comes to owning guns or something, whatever it is, whatever
Right, right.
it is that day. I care about privacy about my McDonald's order or whatever. And so Ike and Jones pre 9/11 were very anti this stuff, and then 9/11 happened, and they both jumped in head first and were like, "Jet fuel can't melt steel beams," and then the water
Right.
splashed, and that's how they
Yeah.
both amplified themselves. He was a soft citizen.
He was a soft sit.
Well, he wasn't full on Sovsit,
Okay.
but a lot of the rhetoric that you hear from Sovsits, he would talk about a lot in these old. I'm telling you, I'm putting together a very big video, guys.
Okay. No,
It's
yeah.
into
Hey,
this
you know me. I'm there. For those of
he
you,
was into
well,
this.
I'm sure many of you will be shocked to
It was
know
like
that I am a
Sovsit
mod in
light.
90s.
And like there was this other video. I'm sorry to get into like this Alex Jones stuff, but David Icke was on Alex Jones' show a bunch of times. Okay, so they intersected a ton of different times.
No shit.
Yeah, no,
In his old video, there was a military training exercise happening in Austin, and Alex was like filming it, like in the bushes or stuff, and like this military officer's like, "Oh, hey, what are you doing?" He's like, "I'm filming you guys because now the military's been deployed in Austin." He's like, "Well, yeah, we're from the base that's like right over there, and we're doing a training exercise." It was like announced in the newspaper that we'd be doing some training exercises. Well, why are you training in American streets? Well, see, the base is right over there, right? So this is where we do training, and it was like it wasn't a thing, but Jones would like make it this big sinister thing.
I mean,
And
as he does.
Ike and Jones did the exact same shit with stuff that was completely innocuous, but they made it sound super sinister because there was a creepy cabal of definitely not Jewish people. There was a
Definitely
cabal
not.
of globalists. Definitely not Jews, though, but totally the Jews. But not Jews, just globalists.
Gotcha.
Globalist.
They were
Awesome.
probably the thing in. Oh, I was just gonna say that the thing in Austin, they were probably setting up a FEMA death camp.
Oh yeah, he was very into the FEMA death camps too. Yes, there was a lot of that.
Of course he was.
Ike was too. Ike was
wouldn't he
talking
be?
about that a lot too.
I do want to thank Alice Rucker and Ryan Donovan for being returning to the cult. Where am I at? Here we go. Please enjoy your tactical weasels, your nitties, and vaginas.
There's no way that Genghis Khan or Joseph Stalin or any of these people could have done what they did without the acquiescence of the people. No way Hitler and the Nazis could have done it without the acquiescence of the people. Acquiescence in two ways. One, supporting them because they bought the lie, and two,
Sure.
intimidation into obedience because they fear the consequences of not being obedient.
What?
Well, okay, so I will say that yes, acquiescence of the people who are not at gunpoint is a tool that tyrants will use.
Sure.
But like the way that sounded at the beginning, I feel like it got a little bit less that way at the end. But at the beginning, or rather in the middle, at the end it got weird. It sounded kind of like victim blaming a little bit.
I was going to say that's exactly victim blaming. Yeah, Hitler came to power because all of you let him.
Right. I'm glad you saw it too.
If you're talking about the entire populace, like you've got an argument there. If you're talking about the people that he was going after, no, they were not putting him in power.
Do you mean Jewish people?
I mean Jewish people. I mean Jewish people. I mean the Romani. I mean homosexuals. I mean all of the people that he didn't like.
The 200,000 disabled people that they killed first. Those are the. By the way, it was the first group that the Jews killed was the disabled.
Yep.
If you look at the population of China today, I mean, it's unbelievable, massive.
Yeah, it's huge.
If that said no in any kind of unison to these prats in the government, in the communist government, we'd see actually all along has had no power.
Yeah.
Because you can send your military out, okay, but hold on a minute. Have you seen the military compared with the population?
It's not even close.
Yeah.
See, I don't think he knows what communism is.
I don't think he knows how much damage a military can do.
Well, not only that, it ignores propaganda.
Yeah.
The way that you you win hearts and minds, right? Whether we're in it for good causes or bad causes, that's what you do. I mean, the old saying in politics is that Democrats fall in love and Republicans fall in line. And that's because when you capture the heart and soul of the party, the Democrats typically love their candidate and the Republicans just listen to their candidate and obey.
Yeah, I've been fighting with a lot of people about that lately.
Sure, it's just how it is.
I mean, it's annoying. It's like, well, I'm not really excited about Biden. Can we get excited about no concentration camps? Like, I don't understand.
There's a whole video on my channel called "The Bloody Promises of Donald Trump." If you're not all that excited about voting for Kamala Harris, go watch that video and see if you'd prefer that.
Yeah, like the lesser of two evils.
She's not an evil.
I know.
It's amazing.
You're right. I apologize.
I mean, and the thing is, we're not talking about like Barack Obama versus John McCain anymore. We're talking about an actual evil, an asshole who is promising to be a dictator, to shut down journalists, to annihilate the transgenderism.
Right.
Whatever the fuck that, well, we all know what the fuck that means.
We know what that means.
We're talking about actual, I could go on. We're talking about actual fucking evil.
Right.
And then a bitch that wants to maintain the status quo.
Right.
Like, we're just, just fuck, but healthcare for all. I want it too. I have to live here too.
Right.
I will settle for no genocide.
I will settle. Listen, I'm about to make a statement that makes me sound like I'm a huge law enforcement fan. I'm really not. But you know what? When the law enforcement goes after sex traffickers, like Kamala Harris did on multiple occasions, that's the one of the times when I'm like, okay, good job, law enforcement. Like, okay. Stop like racial profiling and stop and frisk and stuff. Not okay with any of that. But the sexual traffickers, okay. That's good. And she did a lot of that. Not saying that she was perfect as a prosecutor, but
I have to wholeheartedly denounce any positive vibes towards the police.
Right.
Just as a general rule.
Sure, absolutely.
Couldn't let that one just slip in
for life.
There.
Absolutely.
We're not a crop affirming community.
But at the same time, much better than guy who's like, oh yeah, I'm a star, so I can just grab women by their pussies because I'm famous.
Yeah, no. Wholeheartedly denounce that.
Yeah, like it's not really that much of a choice when you think about it for more than 2 seconds.
I really need people to know, like, your vote cancels out somebody like an actual like Nazis vote.
Right.
So if we could just think like that. There's somebody in your state that is voting for Nazis. If you could just cancel them out, that would be great. And also know for a fact that a lot of the red states, if you happen to be in one, even if you don't happen to be in one, there's still Republicans trying to overthrow your government. So it's not even about winning so much as over winning. So even if you're in a blue state, I still need you to get out there and vote, because we need to get out there in droves, show people, like, no, not in my backyard. At the
Yeah.
very least. At the very least.
Like, I'm living in a federal disaster area. My car is in the shop for indefinite because it went to the shop the week before the hurricane hit.
Oh no.
We still have no idea when that's coming back out. And
Is it still there?
I'm still finding a way to go vote. So you can too. Thank you.
If you need me to drive down and take you to a polling station, I'm willing to do
Appreciate
that.
it. My dad and I are going on Wednesday. So
I got my ballot in the mail today.
oh, good.
Right.
Good.
Or, I mean, it doesn't matter.
I voted yesterday.
No way. So what they do is they divide and rule the population. They intimidate the population because they have to divide and rule.
Divide and conquer.
Otherwise, any form of unity, and it's over.
Yeah. Wow.
This is why you've got BLM, funded by the billionaires.
I don't recall that happening.
I don't recall BLM being like
Funded by
the
billionaires.
example of establishment political power.
Well, but here's their argument.
Establishment political power in like a tyrannical sense.
Right.
And then he brought up BLM?
Okay, but here's where that comes from. And guys, just in case anybody just got here, I have researched all this for a large video I'm doing. So
No,
like,
I'm glad you're here
these
to
things.
throw
I'm
some
not like
shade.
on David Icke's side or anything. Let's just be super clear. It's just
Okay.
I've studied all of this so that I know what's going on.
Oh yeah.
So from there, I'm just saying, for people that don't know me or just got here or something. So from their point of view, what they're saying is, like, when you were on Twitter back before Elon owned it, and you said like, oh, F all those, words, and you got like banned off of Twitter. Well, that was BLM or liberals aligned with BLM controlling society and controlling your freedom of speech, which these
So
fucking
he's not
morons-
talking about BLM, the organization. He's talking about people who believe that Black lives actually matter.
Okay, for
We're just
them, when
liberals.
they're using this rhetoric, they're talking about both. They're both
Okay,
talking
gotcha.
about somebody that like says hashtag BLM on their TikTok profile and Black Lives Matter as an organization and the US government as a whole. Because to them, from their rhetoric exists on the premise that the US government and the world government, whatever that even fucking means, as a whole, NATO countries is really what they're referring to, are controlled by rabid, violent liberals who want to stop them from saying racial epithets on social media.
Oh, how
And
dare
TikTok.
we?
And the way that Twitter, really put that all nice in a nice big purple bow tie by selling it to Elon Musk. It makes total sense.
Okay. That I can get behind. That
Yeah.
I can actually get behind that. All right, cool.
Look,
We're good now.
you heard it here. He can get behind the purple bow tie.
Probably
By
not.
the
But
cult.
And it's
Why that-
brilliant because
No, that's what I heard.
on the surface, it's a beautiful message. Historically, Black people in the U.S. have had have felt, disconnected and disrepresented, and then they say, well, Black Lives Matter. You get everyone to agree with
Yeah,
it.
it's easy to agree with that. Like, of
And
course.
Is it?
because of course, yeah.
I
exactly.
remember a lot of people not agreeing with that.
I know a lot of people that don't agree with it.
I kind
No.
of like just immediately,
Yeah,
just visceral, like, no, that's not right in my soul.
Right.
Like, I wish that were true.
Well, and this is the sinister part of this type of rhetoric because they'll say things that sound very compassionate. Who wouldn't get behind Black Lives Matter? Black people have felt very disconnected from society. Hey guys, why do you think black people can chat? Do me a favor. I need chat to do me a favor. Can anyone think of anything that's ever happened to a black person ever in all of history that would make them feel disconnected from the rest of society? Because there's just, I'm thinking back through history and just, I don't know, to me, black people just have seemed so disconnected from society. And I can't think of anything that they may have gone through that would cause that. I don't know.
Wow, you're an idiot. Okay, the United States has a huge history of racial problems. Duh.
Oh yeah, but
wait,
from their point of view, you know what they would say to that is, yeah, but how many of those problems have happened because there's too many black people that are unwilling to integrate? They're more worried about BLM than actually trying to do great things for their communities. That is how they would phrase the question. And you would want to get ice picks and snap them into your ears.
Right.
That's how they would frame the question.
That's a horrible question.
I know.
It's like saying, why didn't MLK do anything good for his community? Instead, he focused on civil rights.
Yeah, he focused on civil rights. Why wasn't he building civic centers? And now we're naming streets after him?
Well, in better news, Command Cyborg has recommitted himself to the cult. Thank you so much. Please continue to enjoy your tapioca weasels, your nitties, and your vaginas.
So just understand.
Yep.
Oh.
And for $10.24, I love Sinister so much. I'm jumping to try to figure out what's going on with it's always these $2.34.
It's 2 to the power of 10.
Oh.
Yeah. The 10th power of 2 is 1,024.
I'm sorry. Porpoise is here. It's my fault that Porpoise is here. I'm going to address this really quick.
What?
For years, Porpoise and I have had this conversation. Mm-hmm. Porpoise, you've asked me this question on my Discord, on my streams, on other people's streams, on Twitter. Definitively, I am answering you. The way that magnets work is magic. Okay.
Best guest ever.
We've been over
Best guest ever.
We've been over this so many times. Okay.
I feel so heard.
Please stop asking. Please stop stalking me.
It's not normal magic. It's black magic.
It is black magic. It is the black magic of globalist devils.
I feel so heard. I feel understood.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the rest of chat that we derailed there for a second. We will get back to the very serious conversation we were having about how globalists and BLM.
I found another one. I did not know that's what I was doing, but I found another one for you. You know what to do. Moving on.
Oh, okay.
That's that.
I just want to say our chat is very used to derailing to trigger the panelists about magnets.
That's good because
my chat, they are the most beautiful, pristine little angels. They would never intentionally traumatize others. Certainly not anyone on stream.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Fern.
Oh,
Fern. Hold on. Maya, did you see what Fern just said? Can you please?
Did not. I'm
because we need to talk about what Fern just said in chat about our magnet conversation. I have to comment on this. Okay. Fern.
Wow.
The idea that you could be connecting me saying black magic with black people is spot on. As I said, I listened to every Tupac album. So I understand the black experience,
I
black magic, and magnets. You are 100% correct. And
I would get thrown off the stream if I said that.
I thank you for clearing that up for everybody and helping me illustrate that point. That is absolutely true. That's the truth.
We're so on track tonight.
Have we
Logical
gotten
train.
through a minute of this video? Okay, we have.
3 minutes and 40
3 minutes.
seconds. We're actually
No,
not
yeah,
doing
this is good for us.
terribly.
All right, cool.
Yeah, it's
Awesome.
a psychological war.
It's all psychological. It's all psychological.
And then George Soros runs it.
Yeah, exactly. When there's billions of people and you're a few, until you get AI connected to them and they become a hive mind,
Oh God.
Where did this come from?
Racism.
Yeah.
I meant the AI sudden leap into it. I don't think the concept of AI is particularly racially charged.
Oh,
I could be
no.
wrong.
Oh, you've missed this whole thing.
Yeah.
have I?
Yeah.
Elon all
yeah.
the time talks about woke AI.
Mhm.
Oh,
AI is too woke.
I don't pay much attention to.
Look, AI won't allow you an opportunity to say the N word.
Right.
So,
Or create
like, well,
Nazi Kamala Harris. Grok will.
I mean,
You can do it on Grok, but that's the only one.
of all of the people on the planet,
because it believes in freedom,
Mm.
unlike woke AI.
of all of the people on the planet,
Uh-huh.
Elon Musk might have the ability to put his words out in front of the most people at any time
Mhm.
at the drop of a hat
Possibly.
of anybody ever.
I disagree. I would say it would be Zuckerberg.
Okay,
It's
yeah,
far
but
bigger.
the point still stands, right?
But-
number one, number two.
No, but the difference is that Zuckerberg doesn't do it.
Yes, I'm not a huge fan of Zuckerberg, but
No, absolutely not. No,
like-
I'm not
like-
defending Mark Zuckerberg in any way,
What?
shape, or form.
like he's not out there as often. I'll just leave it at that.
have got to manipulate their perception, and you've got to divide and rule them, so they're fighting among themselves, and they're therefore not aware of you.
Fighting you. Yeah.
Because you cannot physically control 8 billion people. You can't physically control 330 million plus all those we don't know about in America, because there's not enough of you. So you have to control their perception, which dictates their behavior to suit your agenda.
Populate them.
I'll give
Yeah,
him that.
It's partially true. The power of a military, of having actual good control of your military and being able to put that against the people that are starting an uprising or something. It takes a while for people to organize. It takes a while for people to coalesce. And in the meantime, the government has a lot of tools, let us say, at its disposal.
Well, yes, and the modern weapons of war are these disingenuous arguments. It's like the question, what is a woman? Well, you're not asking that question because you want to have a genuine debate about gender specifics. You're asking the question from the point of view that trans people don't exist.
Yes.
So you
Right.
want to start a disingenuous argument stating from the place, well, trans people don't exist, so then what even is a woman? That's what the question really is. They leave off the front part to try to make you be like, well, and it's really easy. A woman is a human female. It's quite easy to.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh,
They have-
Spooky has been
sorry.
a cult member for 7 months. Please continue to enjoy your tapioca weasels, your nitties, and your vaginas. And for $2, Ember says NASA money to keep that space laser cooking.
Oh my god.
And our weather control machines as well.
Doc, would you like to tell Night Ethan what you do?
I I'm an experimental atomic physicist.
Can
I
we get back
used
to the video now, or
Yeah, I fell asleep.
yeah?
Okay.
It's just
Created
Fair enough.
yeah.
Black Lives Matter, use this phrase that no one can argue with, Black Lives Matter, but you know it's a scam. You know
You know it's a
the
scam.
goal it claims
Absolutely.
to
Ethan,
have is not true.
Ethan,
Mhm.
as soon as you heard BLM, didn't you just know it was
Not
a scam?
Ethan.
Of course.
Oh, I'm sorry, not Ethan.
Yeah. Do you know how I know that it's a scam?
How?
Do you know what the black part refers to?
My vagina.
Literally refers to black people. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, goddamn.
Yeah.
It
So
should
when
be
you're
a
saying
no-brainer.
black lives, what you're really saying is that
Black people. Ooh. Tisk tisk.
Yeah,
So-
but all people.
People.
all people matter. Yeah.
Not
that
until
was-
black ones do.
What? No, the white ones do. Just period.
Yeah, but that's not all
Well,
of them.
If you read the Constitution, it would agree with you.
No, seriously though. Yeah.
When-
Specifically the landowning people.
The ones with the ones who have penises and identify as male.
All lives matter
Not until black ones do.
becomes a racist statement.
Yeah,
You know
course.
it's a scam then.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, well,
so
BLM would have to be a scam. And so what he's saying is BLM is a scam because all lives matter is obviously racist.
It's also it adds a bit of irony for me that he's saying all of this in a British accent. Like when you really think about it, the fact that he's espousing British imperialism, traditional British imperialism in a British accent, it's just it puts the perfect cherry on top. It really
It really
does.
does. I mean, it's just, so crazy. Like, I don't know. I've been trying to read more about like how the whole thing between like Palestine and Israel got started, and it's hard because like, goddamn, the racism. Like, there's just like not racism anywhere in it, and listening to like the Brits kicking the Jews out of their areas. And it's just like, well, let's put them over here because there's wink wink Negroes. We just got to misplace some Negroes. And that's it.
That's it.
When asked, hey, isn't this racist? It's like, no, they are mentally inferior to us.
Yep.
To the extent that education cannot like get them up to par.
Yeah. So
But that was also at the same time that they were not only like misplacing Palestinians, but also starting the apartheid in South Africa. Sorry.
So one of my hobby eras of history is early colonial history, like 1750 up to about 1810. That whole area of history is super, super interesting to me. Thomas Jefferson was writing to his daughter Patsy later on in life. I believe this was after his presidency had ended. And his daughter Patsy was kind of one of the soft abolitionists. So this is probably 1810-ish, somewhere around in there. And she asked him, because he had said to her before, we tried to make changes to slavery in the original Declaration of Independence. The changes that he'd tried to make when he wrote it was that it would have outlawed the international slave trade because, in his opinion, and Benjamin Franklin's opinion, that would have hurt the British because the British shipped a lot of their slaves up from Haiti into Charleston and sold them in Charleston to U.S. farmers, and they made a lot of money. And so the idea of outlawing it wasn't because he was some abolitionist. It was just to hurt the British bottom line. That was it.
Oh, is that all?
But as he got older, of course, he was like, I tried to do stuff about slavery. I tried, and it got edited out. And Patsy brings it up to him in a letter, and he responds to her and says basically that what he's learned from his life is that all the ways that black people are inferior, and like physical ways, like not just mentally, but he talks about how black people smell worse than white people because they expel more fluids through their skin, they sweat more, and white people urinate more. And so that's why white people don't smell as bad as black people. Like, he goes into this whole diatribe. It's so weird. And then you think about it, at the same time, okay, this is later on in life. At the same time, he's already fathered 5 children
Right.
with Sally Hemings.
Right.
Sally Hemings is the half-sister of Thomas Jefferson's dead wife. And the reason that Sally Hemings is the half-sister of Thomas Jefferson's dead wife is because they had the same father, because Thomas Jefferson's wife's father also raped a slave, and the product of that rape was Sally Hemings, who then was passed to Thomas Jefferson. He owned her. When his dead wife's father died, he got all of her slaves.
Right.
And so while he's fathering at least 5 children with Sally Hemings, he also has these thoughts about how black people are literally physically inferior to white people. Not just mentally inferior, but their bodies exist in ways that make them inferior, that make them smell worse. I don't know how else to say it. It's horribly, horrible language, of course.
Yeah, no, it reminds me a lot of like I did a stream with Ember maybe a year ago where we were going through like the medical history of like I mean just racism in the in like medical history and just all the
Well, yeah, and the reason I bring all of this up is you've got to realize that these people that you're looking at right now think the same way that Thomas Jefferson did.
Yeah.
And this isn't my opinion that he may have thought, like, he wrote this out. This isn't a letter you can just go read, right? Like, this isn't, you can just go read, you can go find it, you can go read it. There were either 82 or 84 edits made to the original Declaration of Independence by the 13 colonies. And almost half of them were made by like South Carolina, Georgia, and South Carolina, Georgia, North Carolina. Anyway, I don't remember that part, but that we're trying to make sure that there was no language in it that could give black people rights, or black people the ability to use it to free themselves.
Right.
That was a big concern to the original Continental Congress that wrote the Declaration of Independence. The Declaration, I'm not talking about the Constitution. I'm talking about the Declaration of Independence. They were fiercely worried about maintaining their control over their slaves.
Oh yeah.
Like, they didn't want them serving. George Washington, here's another fun one. Somebody suggested to Washington, I want to say it was Virginia. No, it wouldn't have been Virginia. Anyway, one of the colonies was like, why don't you take some of our slaves? And he writes this letter back and he's like, they're too dumb. Basically, he says they're too dumb to be soldiers. He ended up taking some later on in the war when we were getting our asses kicked. But my point is that the rhetoric that you're seeing is not new. This has been going on for centuries. They will talk about, because at the same time, George Washington had his manservant that went with him everywhere, that he called his family, and also occasionally whipped. Because occasionally he would whip him because he believed that he was inferior.
Right.
Yet called him his family. So this type of rhetoric has been going on for a long, long time. It's not new. And it exists. They have this dichotomy in their heads because I don't know why. but they are able to at one time say black people matter, but BLM is evil, Soros-funded globalism, anti-democratic. And
Right.
I don't get it. My point is, the reason I went on this long rant is I don't know why. I don't understand how you can have both thoughts in your head at the same time, but these fucking people do.
That is true. For $5, Brilliant says, sending some artifice U.S. money. So thank you. And also for $5, Fern Love Bond says, I'm a very real person and giving money that is not from a shadowy cabal behind the visage of a large institution. Thank you, Fern.
Yes.
Reparations.
This money's been
That's
put
not
in.
reparations. Are you giving me reparations?
I gave you reparations.
Two Guys Talking History gifted us 5 more cult members,
Hey.
which may or may not be coming, but I do appreciate the sentiment. Thank you. And to all of our newest cult members, please enjoy your tapioca weasels, your nitties, and vaginas. And if you're still gray, maybe like find the link where you can turn on gifting memberships, because it looks like yours is like just waiting to come to you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
To create racial division, and if you look at the black on black crime in America through not least through gangs like in Chicago, and you look at all the things that have happened in terms of black people and black communities. Well, BLM is not really addressing those in any way, shape, or form.
Excuse me?
It's
What event? Chat, do you guys remember what event popularized BLM and caused all of the civil strife? Does anybody remember?
Remember, it's cops killing like black men. Like, holy shit.
George Floyd. It was when George Floyd
George Floyd was
murdered.
when it took off.
Right. Which
it wasn't just that though. I mean, it was
that. No, but I'm saying that was the catalyst.
That was a catalyst. Absolutely.
We all watched it happen.
But that catapulted it.
Like anybody could watch that video and was just watching this happen in front of your fucking eyes.
Well, and my point is, if you don't remember that, then what he says kind of makes sense. Oh yeah, BLM just exists to create racial disparity. Yeah. If you fucking ignore that racial disparity in our society allowed a cop to murder a black man in front of other cops and no one tried to stop him because he was just some black guy.
But yeah. Oh, I mean, I would say that the entire crowd tried to stop him, but they couldn't do any because they were going to get shot, you know?
Right. The cops would have shot them.
Right.
They were saying like, oh my God, the paramedic that was there, the like off-duty EMT or whatever. And she was like, yeah.
And then afterwards, after he died, the right wing flooded social media with all this stuff. Well, he had this criminal record. It doesn't matter what his criminal record was. He's a person who was alive, who didn't need to be murdered in the street and didn't deserve to be murdered in the street, because nobody deserves to just be murdered in the street, because we have a humane, civilized society that says that is beneath us. And we are better than that.
Yeah.
It's not.
But they have selective memory, obviously.
In order to take this shit seriously, you have to have selective memory. So,
black people at all. It's how do we use black people in this divide and rule agenda?
And so this divide and conquer technique that David Icke is talking about here, and these types of political organizations that are founded by people like Soros are something that we definitely need to look out for. This is essentially mental warfare, because there's one thing that a lot of these elitists understand. They know that if...
Sorry, I don't know why I wasn't pausing.
Are you familiar at all with George Soros funding BLM?
Okay. Here's what I know off the top of my head.
Okay.
There was, from what I recall, it was someone who had worked directly for George Soros or at like one of his businesses, who then went to work at BLM. And that was them saying, oh, see, George Soros is probably still paying him, whoever it was. That is my recollection. Chat, you can correct me if I'm remembering incorrectly, but that was the thing. There was some fake shit about like, oh, look at this check that went to BLM that was signed by George Soros, which is bullshit.
Also, if it was true, he donated a check to BLM. Like,
right? Like, who gives a shit? And then the other thing was that there were PACs that he had donated to, that then donated to politicians who supported BLM. So that's like Soros is giving BLM money. Well, no, Soros gives to Democratic PACs, and those PACs distribute them to different races, like political races, not like.
Yeah.
I want to be really clear about when I say conversation.
I was like, do I want to jump in with the races don't actually exist though? Like,
no, races do not exist. There's literally the one.
If they can divide us and they can get us fighting against one another and focusing on things that don't matter, like race or skin color or your
which is literally what you're doing right now. But go ahead.
I mean,
matter, like race or skin color or your political or your religious beliefs.
Your political beliefs can matter if they affect your political actions.
Well, or your societal actions.
Exactly.
Like, you think that, hey, it's fine to murder a black man in the middle of the street because at one time he sold unlicensed cigarettes.
Right. He was doing something illegal, so it was fair for the cops to be judge, jury, and executioner.
Right. Like when the judges, when the cops shut at the fair jumpers a couple of weeks ago in New York City, I'm like,
what?
They jumped the fair?
Oh
yeah, you didn't know? Yeah, the NYPD was
really
firing
shocked?
at fair jumpers a couple weeks ago.
That's like literally the example that I might give of a hyperbolic, unreasonable reaction. Like I might literally give that exact example.
Right.
In
like, you jumped the fair, so I'm going to kill you, but that doesn't do anything about the fair. Anyway.
Well, certainly not, particularly because now you're going to get sued for a shit ton and cost the city way more.
They injured some people. It was like a thing.
But yeah, that's what happens when you shoot into Subway. They're not spacious open areas without ricochet opportunities.
This is interesting. Al Trucker says, I met a black person once. That's I don't think I ever have.
I have been told on the internet that I have been talking to them before, but I don't believe it.
I actually have a good friend who happens to be black. That's my favorite.
You just walked right in.
I always think of the George Carlin bit. Like, his mother and his father, they were black, yeah. And they fucked? Yeah. Okay. George, that's an old George Carlin joke. That's not me.
That's cute.
But the first time I met him, he had a shirt on that said, I'm not racist, I have white friends. And I knew immediately that we would get along. And I told him, like, I've been in those conversations where, like, Maya, you probably haven't. You may have, because some people are weird. But, like, white people, when only other white people around, they will literally say, well, I'm not racist because I have black friends. Or I'm not racist
white
because
people have said this to my face.
I try not to hang out with people like that.
Me either. Or they'll say, I'm not racist. Black people go to my church. That's my favorite one. That's my favorite
that one I have never heard.
Oh, I've heard so many.
Black people go to my church.
I went to college
we don't
in
even
rural
kick them
South
out.
Carolina. Okay.
We are so not racist.
They're not racist. Black people go to my church. This is a true story. This sounds like I make this story up when I tell this, but this is an absolutely true story.
Oh, God.
I was walking out of Spanish 2 class in my college, rural South Carolina, okay? The guy in front of me says to his friend, why couldn't they get an American to teach us instead of a Puerto Rican?
Oh, my God.
I swear, I like part of my soul died. when I heard that. I was like, that is one of the
such a
most
common
racist.
misconception.
Anyway,
What
what I've always wanted to do, and I never have, but Chad, I'll do it for you. What I've always wanted to do is when a white person says to me or in front of me, I'm not racist, I have black friends. I've always wanted to go like, you have black friends?
Like it's surprising. Most
Like
of the time when the
incredulous. Like,
statement
oh my-
is made, it's a little surprising.
Like you let them in your house? I've always wanted to do that. I never have. I've never actually done that, but that's what goes through my head. It's,
In the
it's me
follow
just
through,
being
if
like,
you do that.
just, oh, I've always wanted to do that, but
In the follow through,
You've
though,
got to tape that. I want to
But-
see the reaction.
I have to know. In the follow up to that, when
Sure.
if they engage with that, are you going to go with the I asked you let them in your house as I'm surprised you would allow that, as opposed to I'm surprised you would allow that and I agree that you shouldn't. Like, which way would you go? Would you
the problem
pretend to be
is
racist or
that would be the problem, because the only way that part is funny, right? But like
Yeah.
if you continue even one step
Yeah.
it
beyond
can
that,
still be funny, but maybe it's not. I don't know.
the only way, like I would have to say things that I mean, I
Yeah.
don't do any of that, but I'd have to get at a point where like like my moral center would start to break. So it just
Yeah.
happens in my head and it's funny and then I move on.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Fair enough.
For $2, Mark Agamotto says, Vandy, mayhaps he pulled it out of his ass. And this is 20 minutes ago. So
I'm gonna say I thought maybe that you had missed this, but like
no, we have so many that
But I don't know exactly which comment this was referring to, but the answer is absolutely yes. Or he pulled it from somebody else's ass and then just went.
I mean,
ass to mouth.
he is pulling a lot of this shit out of other people's asses.
It's
and
true.
then puts it in his mouth.
It's about all he's
Indeed.
got.
Yeah, it's not sanitary.
They can continue taking advantage of us. And this is a large part as to what all these tech billionaires
We'll take advantage of you for views.
Oh, sure.
are doing. Whether that be Bill Gates, whether that be Mark Zuckerberg or Elon Musk, they all engage in this type of behavior. And one thing
Hey,
you
real
will
quick,
most
real quick.
definitely notice.
Chat, could you guys help me out? Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, besides being billionaires, why would he have named those three people? Can anyone think of any
Chad?
Any
What do
reasons
you think?
why, besides billionaires, we're going to throw billionaires out. We'll throw out tech. He couldn't have been referring to tech. It's another thing those three have in common. Elon Musk,
That's a
Bill
hard
Gates,
one.
Mark Zuckerberg. I don't know. I don't know. I only piss sexualists.
Poll?
Yeah.
We could poll the chat.
Chad is saying snowy complexions.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, is it that they're fucking white? Is that why he
Right.
brought them up? Oh, okay. That's what it was, that they're all
Yeah, I mean,
interesting. I'm shocked that those are the three he picked. I'm shocked. I can't believe Oprah didn't make his list, right? I mean, he's rich. He's listing rich billionaires. You know, why didn't Oprah, why wasn't she? I don't know. It's weird. It's odd. I don't know.
People are starting to get a lot more political.
I mean, it's not like Oprah has like a wide media influence and is
No,
able to
I mean-
affect a lot of people. She doesn't
Ooh,
have like
I've barely.
Well,
she doesn't
you know,
have a
you-
TV channel named after her, right?
Oh,
I mean, no, but look, guys, look. Oprah is black and a woman. He can't afford to just go losing subs like that all willy nilly.
Right, absolutely. You can't bring Oprah into the conversation.
Nah.
You will get in so much trouble. Then people might think you liked Obama, and then you're just done.
God forbid.
When it comes to these tech billionaires. I mean, Bill Gates is just outright, advocating for the Democrats. Elon Musk is now full on Republican, and Mark Zuckerberg has now officially went from Democrat to Republican. But before, This was something that you would have never seen. But all these people have decided that they
Never.
want to be
I think I think that it's true that in the modern political discourse, it is much more common for public figures to be openly political than it may have been at certain points in the past. It has never been unheard of. It has never been rare, really.
Right. It's never been.
It's been it might be like rare by the numbers, but there's in like at all points for all issues there have been conspicuous celebrity.
Well, not only that, you would have, and this is the one that I just remember this off the top of my head for whatever reason, but I specifically remember Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. They hosted a donor party for, I want to say it was Obama in 2008.
I would think so. That seems right.
That they got some shit from. So, I mean, no, it's not any. And by the way, Brad and Angelina in 2008 were far more famous than Brad and Angelina are in 2024.
Dude,
Yeah.
Bradgelina, the whole Bradgelina thing, it was.
We're not talking about that.
But we could.
No, we could not, because Fern
are essentially
has tried to gift us 5 more cult
She's
members.
tried.
She did try, which is weird because we had 2 guys that had to gift himself a membership, and also KTA who had to gift himself a membership. So I do want to say thanks to all. I do, from the bottom of my heart. I hope you enjoy your tapioca weasels, your nitties, and vaginas. And I really don't understand why they have to buy their own, because people are just doling them.
I mean,
and for $2, Sinister Porpoise wants us all to know about her cis friends.
Porpoise, I love you. Magnets are real. I will, after that one, I'll admit magnets are real.
Look, they are real. They are real. You're right.
They aren't
just like
real. We're just
demons
saying that
and-
they're not real.
But, dude, I mean, okay.
manipulating your minds through their
See,
social
that's what they're doing. That's what the magnets are doing. They're manipulating your mind.
media algorithms.
No,
The front-facing figures
No,
who
it's
are
totally Soros. Oh wait, there was a question earlier that someone isn't familiar with George Soros. Ethan.
Yeah, he's a rich Jewish dude
Who
Got
generally
rich.
gives
I
a
believe
lot of
he was
money.
He does. He donates a lot of money to, like Ethan was
Liberal
saying.
Well,
What do you call it?
here's the thing. So, and I can speak from experience. So, for a living, I work in finance. I'm a retirement consultant. That's what I help people do: is set up their retirement all day, every day. My industry is absolutely dominated by very conservative people, and mostly men. We're changing that. We're making lots of inroads with women, especially women of color, in a lot of places, which I'm happy about. But we've still got a lot of work to do. George Soros, I believe, I may be remembering this wrong, but I believe he was a hedge fund manager, is how he made his money. But he made his money in finance, and he's a billionaire now. Al Trucker, my retirement is doing poorly due to my money. Both. So among a lot of conservatives, if you are in finance or you are rich because of finance and you're not a conservative, they almost see it as like a betrayal. It's weird. Mm-hmm. And a lot of, yes, Oprah's woman, a lot of the
I think
animosity.
I think it's because it can seem as though you're going against their interests and your self-interest, which is true.
Yes.
If you don't include like being a good person as part of your self-interest and stuff like that.
Well, here's the thing. How fucking rich do you need to be?
Richer.
Like, if you made
but like more though
$20,000, I believe these are the numbers, and Porpoise will correct me. But if you made like $20,000 every second since like the pyramids were built, you still wouldn't have as much money as Elon Musk does. Mm-hmm. Okay? So like at some point, it's like, okay, you fucking won. The rest of us need schools and childcare and healthcare and stuff. And like,
Yeah,
the difference between 100 billion and 200 billion, how do you know how almost impossible it is to spend $100 billion?
I do know because I watched a billionaire recently try his best to set it all on fire by buying Twitter.
That's true. There's an Eddie Murphy movie, I think it is.
Yeah. Oh, what's the name of it?
Was that The Distinguished Gentleman?
That doesn't.
Well, which one are you talking about?
It's
though?
the one
I
where
mean,
Eddie Murphy in.
well, I know
like,
what the
money.
Distinguished Gentleman is, but like, what is the aspect of the movie?
So it's the one
He
where
has
he
to spend
inherits
all this
$100
money.
million and he has to spend it in
Okay.
24 hours.
Yeah.
The Distinguished Gentleman, no, that's the
That's
Distinguished
the one
Gentleman.
where that was Mr. Murphy Goes to Washington.
Mr.
Yeah.
Murphy goes to Washington, right? Distinguished Gentleman is when he has the same name as a senator,
Yes.
as a dead senator, as a dead white senator, if I remember correctly.
I mean, Eddie Murphy.
No, whatever his name was in the movie.
Oh, Buster's Millions or Trading
Okay.
Places, maybe.
You know what? I've never
Brewster's Millions.
Brewster's
Brewster's Millions. That's what
Okay.
it is. It's
I've
Brewster's
never
Millions.
seen that one.
He made a lot of movies.
It's
Okay,
not
guys.
Richard
He
Pryor,
did.
it's definitely Eddie Murphy.
So he has to spend $100 million in like 24 hours, and
Is
it's
it
like,
Richard Pryor? Somebody's saying it's Richard Pryor.
oh, is it
not Eddie
Richard
Murphy.
Pryor?
I thought it was Eddie Murphy,
maybe I'm remembering two different
but
movies.
I could be wrong. Anyway, we
Okay,
are
maybe it's
professionals,
Brewster's
Chad.
Millions with Richard Pryor.
Yeah,
God,
it
my
is.
white privilege.
Brewster's,
Anyway,
Oh,
Brewster's Millions was with
man. Okay, we both got it
was
wrong.
Richard. So I'm conflating that with Distinguished Gentleman, where he's a rich senator, where he's
that's Eddie. Distinguished Gentleman is Eddie Murphy, and he was a senator.
that's where he has the same name as a senator. Okay, I'm putting the two movies together because both movies have a really big party scene, and that's one of the ways that Richard Pryor spends the money. Is he has this really elaborate party in Brewster's Millions. But the point of my point is, it's really hard to spend a lot of money, and so like Elon Musk having $200 billion, he doesn't need fucking $200 billion. If you took $100 billion of his wealth, if you took $198 billion of his wealth tomorrow, he wouldn't notice any difference from day to day.
We're thinking of Trading Places.
No,
Maybe
that's
the
different.
Trading Places. They both made a lot of movies.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, Trading Places is different. That's when he traded places with Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, well,
And I don't know that.
I know it's different. I know it's not what we're describing, but that's think
Yeah, it's
that
not
is
what
the-
you're describing.
That's the source of the mental images that like
Okay.
we're reaffirming our
Right.
Let's move
getting that
on
wrong.
because like you guys are like way off topic, and I'm not really clear on how any of this relates to whatever the fuck is going on screen. But for $2, Mark Agamotto says magnets rule.
Essentially
facts.
manipulating your minds through their social media algorithms. And it basically just shows that these guys, they really want to control certain aspects of your life, and they want you to vote for the government that's going to be in their best interest because they are essentially funding that government. It is just a massive mess around. Like it's just
This is what they do, though. Like, I mean, it's not, this isn't new news. Like, there's
Yeah,
a
but
bunch of
you've got to understand from the direction that he's saying it. What he's saying is they're trying to control the government to censor your free speech so that you can't make fun of transgender people on Twitter. That's what he's saying.
Oh, okay.
He's saying it from the disingenuous position. That's what I'm saying. Like when you listen to it, you're like,
It's just like,
yeah,
wait,
the
no,
government's
this-
trying to control my
trying to
life.
control the people. Wait, I mean,
Right.
every fucking government does it. I don't
What governments
understand.
do.
Yeah, right, exactly. Like, this isn't news.
Literally, the danger of capitalism that Marx outlined in his book is that capitalism unendingly ends up in fascism. And so you have to do something about it before it gets there. That was Marx's premise. And everybody's like, oh, it's so evil. Why would you want to do something about capitalism? Well, because capitalism always devolves into fascism. And
Right.
so you have to stop it from doing that.
absolutely insane
you
that this
hear.
is the
No, go ahead.
reality that we live in. And, you know, I looked at the Black Lives Matter organizers and movement, and yes, it is indeed funded by Soros. Hundreds of millions of dollars, by the way, by Soros went into that organization. But then the person that was appointed
That's an exaggeration.
A
No,
little bit.
no. No.
By Soros, which is
Show
a
your
black
receipts.
female.
Where are his receipts? You know what? Whenever I say shit like that, if you ever watch one of my videos, if I say shit like that in one of my videos, one of my pre-edited videos, obviously, I'll put the receipt up on the screen.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'll actually put an image up on the screen where like you can pause and be like, oh yeah, what he's saying here is true. He doesn't apparently have one. I wonder why.
This is why we don't do pre-edited videos, because
No, we just
that takes a lot of effort.
we invite people on who have the receipts in their head, and then they
It does, however, sometimes make you think that it was Eddie Murphy in a Richard Pryor movie, though. So
Right, exactly.
You know.
And you
we
know,
fucking move on. God damn.
Ended up buying multiple luxury mansions with funds that were siphoned directly
from Eddie Murphy.
from this
Eddie Murphy.
organization to her. And if that doesn't prove to you that these types of organizations are
but
there
you
for the
didn't
wrong
prove
reason,
anything. You just said a thing. You just said words.
Well, he
That's not proving
he pointed out an individual example. If we take him completely at his word and everything he's saying is true, he's pointing out an individual example of corruption by a person running a charity organization. Yeah, we are aware.
since I frankly don't know what to tell you. But what's even more concerning is what these tech billionaires are doing in order to essentially socially engineer our minds. They are using social media algorithms to show us specific narratives and pieces of information which are specifically put there to enrage us and get us thinking and talking about things that frankly are really extreme and aren't actually representative of the real world in any way. And then we go online and we fight amongst each other and we create this division, and then we feel all alone. Social media, the thing that was supposed to be bringing us all together, has now been hijacked and is something that is dividing us as a nation. And
social. Oh God.
It's not social media that's
and I want to say that. I mean, like, it's not
been us.
Right. Well, it's not. No, it's not. Kind of us. I mean, people don't, and I say this all the time, people don't fucking think. They find people they trust, and then they lean on them to tell them how to think. And so we've been, the rich, the wealthy, the 1% have been doing this divide and conquer thing for centuries. And, you know, not to blame the victim, but I kind of feel like in the age of the age of information, misinformation is kind of a choice at this point.
Yeah,
we just refuse to learn. Like, we don't have to be here anymore. It's one thing, like, even like 30 years ago, like before the internet, I mean, you know, when you actually had to, like, I come home from a hard day's work. I have a computer in my hand. I can look up literally anything. Like, that is so new and unique. We've never been able to do that before. Before, I'd have to, like, you know, maybe get off work early, go to the library. Like, that's expecting a lot out of the working class. Right now, it's harder for me to give that leeway. Mm-hmm. However, they haven't let up a like iota. They just keep this, like, oh, you have the social media in your hand. Like, you know, okay, instead of the TV, we're going to YouTube, and we're going to keep pumping the same bullshit. The Rush Limbaugh and Alex Jones and Tucker Carlson. And, you know, when they're all gone, like, we'll find more. I mean, it's just, at some point, people are going to have to, like, open up a different app and actually, like, try to verify what's being said.
Well, first of all, you're right about everything that you said. I agree, like always.
No, yeah, you have your own thoughts though, because you're a free thinker. Well,
no. I'm just adding on to what you said. I was I do Twitter Spaces sometimes, very randomly. I can't ever tell you when I'll be in one, but sometimes I see one and I'm like, yeah, sure. And we were talking about a very similar topic the other night. Basically, what Putin's plan was to use, it wasn't even Putin's plan originally. It was an old KGB idea from the 80s, I think. Mm-hmm. Even before that, because it started with the John Birch Society. Anyway, was to use the divisions that existed within the United States and amplify them. If you could take that 3% that identified as militant, hard white supremacist, you could take the things that they said and make them mainstream. You could rupture the United States, start a civil war, whatever, and show that liberalism was no better than what Putin and his oligarchs give the Russian people. And that's what they've been doing to us. And they've spent a long time working on these things. Basically, it's Lee Atwater's Southern strategy that Russians have co-opted. And now it's not just the Russians, it's also the Saudis and Mossad and, Hamas, Hezbollah. I mean, any of them that they're all trying to do this now, because if you can get the Americans infighting with each other, then we won't help our allies in the national stage, and these authoritarians can take more power locally. So the reason that it seems like everyone has just gone crazy over the past 10 years is because they've worked very hard to make everyone go crazy over the past 10 years. And the main way that they've done it is using social media against us, because we are all attracted to negative attention. Mm-hmm. And any creator will tell you, if I do negative content, it gets watched more. That's because of how the psychology of human beings are built. Mm-hmm. It's not anything, sinister or anything, but if I bring up somebody that I know that a group of people don't like, and I talk a bunch of shit about them, guess what? People will watch my video of me talking shit about that creator that they don't like, because it gives them validation about their own negative feelings. It's just basic psychiatry and psychology, but it's been weaponized against us successfully now on social media for over a decade. Is there a way to do things about it? Like, in some cases, that's a whole other conversation that we're not getting into right now. But what we're watching here is a product of it. It's what he's doing. He is taking and twisting the narrative to say, oh, the poor conservatives that are just being blocked out everywhere for spreading what the Democrats claim is misinformation, and they're being funded by George Soros because they're a globalist cabal of anti-freedom whatevers. And you're just watching it. This is just another example of it, and it's sickening, and I don't know what to do about it, but it exists, and it's about to really be used against you in about a week when Trump loses the election, and they're going to do everything they can to convince you to literally go to war with other Americans.
Don't tell them that. Tell them that Trump is going to win, and then they'll vote against him.
I'm just telling you in like 2 weeks, shit's going to be really fucking bad, guys.
It's going to be really fucking bad. Did you see did West Virginia actually put it through where they wouldn't certify their own election if they had questions about any other states?
What?
Yeah, I don't know if that rule actually made it or not. I don't remember.
Yeah, no.
A lot of them have been challenged, so it's hard.
No, it was insane. Like it's just like how they're acting. It's just like, no, we're not going to certify ours unless we're 100% confident that every other state is being honest with their certifications.
And what you have to remember when they're doing all of this, yes, and what you have to remember when they're doing all of this, their goal is not to use those mechanisms to install Trump. That is not the goal. The goal is to try to get us fighting with each other so that something happens where they can say, well, that makes the election invalid in these states, so we're throwing these votes out so that we can install Trump as president. It's not to say that, this was just invalid. It's to cause discourse, civil strife, and violence against Americans. And they want to use that chaos to install Trump as dictator, as the man that will, the strong leader who will calm it all down.
For $2, Jester, Lord of Shenaniganery, love that name, says, remember when Magnus allowed you to watch that movie?
By the way, somebody asked earlier, and I just remembered because of that joke, if I listened to Tupac on cassette tape.
I did.
No,
I actually did.
That's fucking embarrassing. I never listened to Tupac on cassette tape.
Baby.
You know who I did listen to on cassette tape?
Who?
Oh, God.
Is it like Vanilla Ice.
No, it's worse.
What? That's not even a thing.
Was it Weird Al?
There's nothing
that
wrong
worse?
with listening to Weird Al on cassette tape. How dare you?
Thank you. I just wanted to make sure.
I
because
listened to
if you-
all of. I think I owned
Yes.
every
I
90s
love
Weird Al, 80s and 90s Weird Al album on cassette tape and listened to.
And that was all before he wrote White and Nerdy.
No,
Wow.
the most
what
embarrassing.
part of the, okay.
The most
Most
embarrassing
embarrassing.
cassette tape that I owned was Wilson Phillips.
Oh my God, I remember them. Whoa.
They were the daughters of the Beach Boys.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
I forgot I knew them.
Yeah, Wilson Phillips. I also owned a Jennifer Love Hewitt CD, but she was hot.
What?
There's no regret. Oh, I did. She put an album out, and I bought it like the day it launched. I so into Jennifer Love Hewitt. It was.
Can she
It wasn't
sing
any
it all?
good.
Okay.
They were
Fair
not.
enough.
I mean, there was like one single on it that was okay. But,
Still 7 minutes.
Sorry, I'll shut up.
That's why I'm so passionate about this. And that is why I am making today's video, because as much as I hate to say it, X or Twitter, Facebook or Instagram, all of these social media platforms are not doing a good job of giving us what it is built to do, which is connection. It's doing the opposite. And so now we're going to get into specifically what Elon Musk is doing and why it is so dangerous for civilization, because this completely shocked me. I know it's going to shock you guys too.
I am kind of
this
shocked
plan
that
for electric cars.
he doesn't like Elon, because
Right?
I've been trying for so long to find to be able to
Crypto
really
Road who doesn't like eat.
I mean, well, no, not just anybody. Like, they fucking worship him. Like, all the channels that we, I say all of them, like Roger and Gina and what do you call it? What was the guy the linguist?
Wheeler?
Wheeler. Yeah, they never talk about him. But like all of the, what do you call it? The channels with the AI voice, all of them worship like the vagina he fell out of. It's insane.
It is. It's fucking weird.
He is the modern day Tesla, and I would literally say that if he did not name his car company Tesla.
Okay, but here's the thing: Tesla actually
Shit.
invented things.
Like, that's what I'm saying though. Like, if he actually made any of the shit that he puts
I
his
meant
name on, I'd be
culturally.
like, okay, cool.
I meant like
culturally.
culturally.
I would say he's more akin to
mean-
Barnum.
The circus guy.
Yeah, he's a carnival barker. I mean, that's
Yeah,
what
no,
he's just a
100%.
carnival barker.
100%.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100% there.
He now he styles himself as the modern Tesla. I agree.
Yeah,
Indeed.
But yeah, Tesla actually invented things.
he also was a bit of a nutter. Just saying.
Sure,
Oh.
but like, he actually cared that like shit he did like bettered mankind. He wasn't just like, I mean, yeah, we all want to make money, but like that wasn't his like only goal. Unlike Elon.
He wasn't even particularly good at realizing that goal. He died.
I
fairly
didn't
close.
say he's good at anything. I said, he wanted things. Just saying.
Sorry, Mom.
And what happens, and it's been justified, not justified, but apparently justified by this human-caused climate change hoax, which has demonized the gas of life,
Jesus
which is carbon
Christ.
dioxide, without which we'd all be dead. And suddenly justified, not justified, but apparently justified
So
by...
pause real quick. Pause
this-
real quick. Pause real quick. The hurricane that just hit Western North Carolina, where I fucking live. You know what the USGS told us the other day, Maya?
What's that?
They have surveyed in Western North Carolina alone over 1,000 landslides from Helene.
Oh my God.
It's the most they've ever surveyed from one disaster ever in the history of the world. And you want to tell me climate change doesn't exist?
Oh no, he does want you to believe that.
Our reservoir crested so high that the sensor that measures how high it crest washed away.
What? It's got one job.
It's got one job. The sensor that measures how high the reservoir is when it crests washed away. All they know is that it was at least 18 feet, 2 stories of water on a lake. The lake was 2 stories higher than flood stage. That's not 18 feet higher. 18 feet higher than flood stage.
Holy shit.
Okay,
In one district.
gotta
Hold
stop.
on. I'm not done.
I gotta stop blaming the censor, though.
In one district, the River Arts District, 80% of the buildings were not damaged, were destroyed. 438 buildings are gone forever. You want to tell me climate change doesn't exist, that it's a hoax? You can suck on the sweatiest part of the backside of my dog's scrotum.
Fair. Like, holy shit.
Okay, it's not exactly 2 stories, but it's almost 2 stories. 18 feet is nearly 2. It's a story.
Yeah, yeah. It's totally cool. But holy shit. That's insane to me.
Oh my God. Vandy, you really going to bring up the sweat glands?
I didn't say it out loud. I'm always that guy. This is why Maya hates me.
This is how you ended up with a purple bow tie.
Yeah. It's also why Maya often like kicks me from the stream.
Human-caused climate change hoax, which has demonized the gas of life with the carbon dioxide, without which we'd all be dead. And suddenly, what you're seeing now is not just Tesla and Elon Musk, this cult frontman. It's Ford, and
I'll agree with him there.
it's all these other car companies are bringing out electric cars at the same point, and they're talking about by 2040 there'll be no cars made that aren't electric. So and then you've got the laws against.
Is that a bad thing?
Why does he think that's happening?
Yeah, first of all, that's not happening. There are.
I mean, why not? I'm sorry.
Well,
no. Yeah.
There's a lot of electric cars
Explain the
on
question.
market.
Yeah, so the reason that not all vehicles will be electric by 2040.
Oh,
is
yeah.
that
No. Why does he think it's bad? I do
getting
have
there.
a good understanding of why we can't have nice things.
I'm getting there.
Okay.
The reason is that combustion engines are more efficient at hauling larger loads over longer distances. Okay. And we ship too much food by both car and train, and electric isn't as efficient at hauling those loads over long distances. Like an electric train, taking a few hundred passengers on a high-speed rail line, great. But taking a train that's like 2 miles long, full of like coal and stuff, like that's...
You don't want that to get up to that speed anyway. Like,
well, that too.
That's risky.
All combustion engines are not going anywhere. There is this new thing where like there's a combustion engine that like recharges a battery constantly, and like that technology may develop, but we're probably a couple of decades away from making that work for like trains and planes and stuff, but and boats for that matter. Oil tankers, like you can have a nuclear powered oil tanker, but then you get a nuclear power and there's a whole bunch of stuff with that. Anyway, so what they're saying is that they're going to try to force electric into all of these spaces where electric is not the most efficient way to haul things, especially goods and people on some scales. We're not going to really get into it. I'm talking specifically about planes, like electric passenger planes, where electric's probably not the right technology for that. But he's saying, well, they're going to do it anyway because they're globalists who control the world. That's his point.
Okay.
It's a stupid point. I mean, I agree with you, but that's his point.
Petrol cars and diesel cars. And of course, what we're seeing is a transition in terms of fuel from petrol and diesel access to the electrical access in filling stations, gas stations. And as this moves on, if you've got a petrol car, you're going to find it more and more difficult to find a place to get fuel. We've at the moment had this in Britain, this fuel crisis, all manufactured, where people have not been able to get fuel. With various things the government has done, but now hides from. And so people have been lining up, for hours sometimes to try and get fuel from a gas station. And
This just isn't happening, by the way. Like, this is just complete like, he's just lying. Like, that's not
People were
happening.
lining up for hours to get fuel from a gas station.
I mean,
In
that
the
happened.
UK.
I mean, that happened to us during
Right,
Helene, like
right.
after Helene, like after disasters. But
But that was because of climate
right,
change.
like it's not a normal circumstance.
It's also like exactly. It's not a normal circumstance.
But if it was a normal circumstance, it would probably be because climate change is real,
well,
unlike what this asshole is saying.
well, I mean, I can't like. He's saying that the reason that you might have issues getting stuff and that you would have lines is because there's a shortage of like the gasoline, not a shortage of places where you can buy gasoline.
Yeah, there's
like gas stations are ubiquitous.
yes, yeah. The definition of
Well, he's not
ubiquitous.
here though, so I'm not sure what they're doing in the UK. But
Well,
still.
that's maybe with Brexit. Maybe you fucking idiot shouldn't have left the European Union.
I
Then
mean, no, you definitely should not have done that. But I can hardly talk with the country I live in.
the government's come out and said, which created it, and said, oh, well, this just shows it's a good lesson that we have to get rid of fossil fuels and go to electric cars. So the whole thing is coordinated, and it's being generated, being promoted, this whole climate hoax by people in a woke mentality who are utterly clueless.
oh, he said woke. Go ahead and drink.
Right.
Take your shot.
Yeah.
He said woke. Yeah, like this whole idea that it's and remember, Maya, I'm sure you know, what does woke mean?
Awake and aware to systemic
No.
injustice.
I'm not talking about what does it actually mean.
Oh.
I'm saying to these fucking people, when they say woke, what do they really mean?
Oh, black people.
Thank you. That's what. So just keep that in mind. That when he says woke, it doesn't mean what we say when we say woke. He means again, Maya.
Black people.
There we go. That's just something to keep in mind about his stupid fucking argument.
You may know them from that one friend you have.
Okay.
Or maybe those people you allow into your church.
Those Tupac cassettes. Tupac cassettes I listened to. I'm very well aware.
Still like, I'm sorry, I'm just still like reeling over. It's like I have black people in my church.
I swear, multiple
so
people
new.
said that to me. Multiple
God.
people.
Clueless about the world and the forces directing the world to the point where they are demanding changes in society justified by what they claim are environmental requirements, needs. And they also perceive themselves to be anti-system and fighting the system to get justice for the planet, when what they're demanding is everything that this cult wants. This is why you got Klaus Schwab at the World Economic Forum and Bill Gates, who've been pushing the COVID hoax. At the same time, they
Holy shit. How do you, like, what does he think it was?
So the problem with when you live in Ike's world, it's the same thing as Alex Jones. I'm going to bring up Alex Jones again. Everything has to be a conspiracy because you have to constantly, if you ever find the source of the conspiracy and eliminate it, then that means that things are maybe your own fault.
God forbid.
And things can't be your fault. You're a rich white man. I mean, you're a socially aware human being of libertarian stature, and nothing can be your fault.
No.
So it must be the fault of the blacks. The woke must be the fault of the woke people in power, in the Jews. I mean, the globalists.
Right.
No, that, yeah,
Jews
makes
books
sense.
saying we need to use the COVID hoax, in my words, to change the world to save the planet.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Those documents are very easily.
Yeah.
Show them.
So
Yeah, do you have them?
What documents?
There's
The
no documents.
The documents. Wait, okay. I don't even know what the documents are supposed to show. I
like
think
how
they're
he's
supposed to show a connection between the COVID pandemic and climate change.
I
and
like how he stutters too. Those documents are easy to find on 4chan.
save the planet.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Those documents are very easily.
Yeah.
available.
This is the whole point, that the
Right.
COVID
Yeah, they're
hoax and
very
the climate
easily.
hoax are actually
That's
different
so crazy.
masks again on the same face, which is
Yeah.
why the same characters are pushing both. Because if you look at the solutions to these apparent claimed problems, they're all the same. They're centralization of power and control of the fine detail of people's lives. Because so now they're more and more talking about the fact that we need climate lockdowns,
Yeah.
right? So they're fundamental.
I have not heard of this term before.
Which term?
Climate lockdown, not a thing that I've heard before.
It was used during COVID by fucking David Icke, I think. I think it was the only one that used it. Yeah. They were basically COVID was a hoax to try to convince you that you didn't need a combustion engine anymore, so that you'd switch to electric, because George Soros.
Wow.
I don't remember anybody ever bringing that up.
It wasn't very common, but yeah. Oh, and by the way, Hillary Clinton.
Hillary
Period.
Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
No. That's all you had to say.
Absolutely.
I mean, maybe reptile eyes, yeah, but just yeah.
No, like she
connected.
Yeah.
I gotta say that David Icke really breaks this down well, but one thing I really need to dive deeper on for all of you guys is electric cars and what they're capable of doing that petroleum-based cars aren't. In a large way, electric vehicles have the potential to take away a lot of our freedoms as well. In fact, an electric vehicle is something that can be remotely controlled by a hacker or even the organization or government which it was issued by. For example,
you can do that with a computer in any car. It doesn't have to be electric.
Okay. Okay. Does he honestly believe, or is he just bullshitting? Chat, I'm asking you. Does he truly believe that, like, if a car is electric, that it's like Kit from Knight Rider? Like, is that what he thinks?
Probably.
Like, that he's like, that the Knight 2000 is going to, like, eat your children in the back seat while you're taking them to soccer practice or something?
Chad, do you think he believes that?
Or because Dr. Anti-Weasel guy,
anti-magnetologist.
He's right. He's right. Like the control, any car that's been made since probably 2006. 2008, somewhere around in there, has control brains in it, because they use them to moderate, fuel intake and air intake and lots of different things within your car. Tons of different things. There's lots of reasons why your car needs microprocessors.
Or why it benefits from them.
And why it benefits, you're right.
Doesn't need them, but yeah.
Right. I mean, in order to do the things that it does in the way that it does them. Like, my old Chrysler had 2 different processors, I know, because one of them went out. And it couldn't communicate with the other processor and put stuff up on the screen anymore. In some cases, like some of the apps and stuff that it had.
Yeah, Bria, I've got like 5 warnings going out under this video. Let's just monetization isn't a thing. We're just gonna write it home.
Yeah. Oh, we're screwed. I'm sorry. It's my fault.
No, it's this guy's fault.
Example, we already know that Tesla have self-driving features. It has the ability to lock its own doors, all from a phone. So what is stopping Tesla employees or Elon Musk or the government from getting access to all of these features and using it against you?
Just real quick. I'm sorry. I have to address this. It's completely not true. The ECU in your car would not be connected to the internet. I was a senior systems administrator. I'm not just like talking out of my ass. Like, I actually do understand technology, and I just kind of love cars. But no, your ECU, there was one instance, I want to say it was a Toyota. Someone will have to fact check me, where you could log in with a laptop, and once you logged in with the laptop, you could make some changes in the Linux code or something to give yourself remote access to use the car's Wi-Fi to lock the doors, but you also had to be within like 2 meters of the car for it to work.
What?
You were using the car's own Wi-Fi signal, and then they fixed it in a recall. I think it was a Toyota that did that.
Holy
It was a big
shit.
story at the time.
Okay.
But for the thing that everybody missed was first you had to have a physical connection from
Right.
your laptop to the car to make code changes in the car that then allowed you to log in through the car's own Wi-Fi and lock the doors. But he's just like, yeah, you can lock the doors in these cars now. The fuck you can't. You can't fucking do that. That's not something that you can do. And the car's insides aren't made to allow you to do that. The part of the thing that controls the Wi-Fi is completely different from the ECU that would process the commands that would allow you to lock the door. Like, it's complete and utter nonsense. But that is the origin of that story. I just wanted to bring it up.
Oh my God.
Exactly, Fern.
Oh, Daisy, Daisy.
In the event that you are not compliant to whatever agenda they have. For example, you decide to have a child when they have a zero child policy. Well, guess what? Now they're going to lock you in your own car and drive you down and literally arrest you without ever even having to lay a finger on you.
Real quick, Jen, the car wasn't controlled. They could just lock the doors. That was the only thing that you could do with this one that I remember. It wasn't that you could control the car. You just could lock the doors.
That is a type of reality that we can live in. And while it might seem far-fetched right now, when you look at all of these technologies and what they are already doing to people today, I think it should become abundantly clear this is something that we should not trust. I mean, just look at, like I was saying, at how social media platforms are being used to, change our thoughts.
I don't see the connection from social media platforms have a dark side to your car is going to take you down to prison.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's utter and complete nonsense. The infrastructure in order to make that happen exists, but then you'd also need here's the thing that you're not remember that doesn't make sense about this when you think about it for 2 seconds. You would need every car manufacturer to be in on this. You would need all of the techs that work programming the cars to be in on this. You'd need everybody that constructs the cars to be in on this. You'd need everybody that controls. There are companies, their entire job is to program the robots to construct some parts of the cars that we've just decided it's too dangerous for humans to be involved in. So all of them would have to be, like, there would have to be millions of people at all levels of construction and fabrication and manufacturing to be in on this conspiracy in order to create all of the vehicles on the road. Because he's not just saying Fords, right? He's saying like Ford, Chrysler, Toyota, Honda, like domestic cars, foreign cars, every car that's constructed everywhere, you can just remotely log into and make them drive you to a prison. The vast, as soon as you think about it for 1 second, the vast conspiracy that would have to exist for this to
And everybody would have to just shut the fuck up.
Right. Like, it's completely and utterly implausible. But anyway.
Quite literally mind control us from a distance just using algorithms that have certain keywords or certain things that humans will care about or humans will get angry about so that our thought process changes on what we believe in. It's absolutely insane how politics...
It's mind insane. Control when you use words to make people think a certain way. Like,
this is Icke shit. I mean, Icke was one of the first people to talk, and Alex Jones was too, was the first people to, like the whole conspiracy of like they can control you with your Wi-Fi, and your Wi-Fi, has like low signal sounds that'll make you angry and stuff. Icke and Jones were two of the first to ever talk about that I saw. But I mean, they were talking about it back in like the early to mid 2000s. Mm-hmm. So that's the origins of this shit. We're like, oh yeah, they're going to use 5G to send out a giant code, and everyone's COVID vaccines are going to explode in their blood. And like, that's all the origin of that is this old shit from Icke and Jones back in the mid 2000s.
And social media and how now technology is all being weaponized against us, and it's really time for us to start taking notice to this and essentially preparing for, I think, what the future does hold. Now, the future is not all doom and gloom. I do think that all of us, we can work together to find a future that is best. And I think over the course of human history, we have always found solutions as humans, and we've always established a new government until that government gets so corrupt that we have to do something about it. I just think that we are
Have we
close.
though?
Have we really?
I mean, has it always happened everywhere?
Yeah, I mean,
Well, I mean, if you look at a long enough time scale, though.
oh sure. Oh, if you watch the movie 10,000 BC, okay, if you take that as historical fact,
Yeah. If you only include, regimes and governments that have come to an end, then all of them have come to an end.
It's true.
Guys, right?
It's true.
So
Listen, I often think about the Roman Empire. I don't know if about you guys, but
I do.
often,
At least 5 times a day.
at least 5 times a day.
Sleep.
I mean, I don't know what.
Approaching that point in time, we're going to have to do something about it. And that's why I'm so passionate about everything that we're talking about in today's video. But if you want to be part of a community,
And
Okay,
we don't
well,
want to be
yeah,
part of this
all right.
community.
Yeah,
well,
we're
well,
done.
That
Thanks.
sounds like a great stopping point.
My favorite part about this video is that we don't know what his name is.
My favorite part about that video is that it ended.
Yay.
Yes, it did. It did.
It did.
It did.
God, all right. I did not know you were going to be part of my 1,000 subs spectacular.
Honestly, we should tell everybody, like, when we originally scheduled this, it was going to be after the election.
Yes.
So-
I didn't realize, what I don't know. I just started scheduling all willy nilly, and I forgot that Tap has a birthday. And he was like, he's like, I'm sure this Not Ethan guy is totally special, but
Well, he was wrong there.
I kind of like to play with my friends the day after my birthday. So if it's all the same to you, just bring on a flurf. And I'm like,
No, okay, he is not a flurf. He is an anti-flurf. This is not like when I brought Peter the Yak on. And for the record, everybody loved that. Sorry.
I like Peter.
And by the
Welcome
way,
back.
we should, for anyone who doesn't know, flurf refers to an addiction to marshmallows. So for anyone who doesn't know that, that's so as an anti-flurf, he is anti-marshmallow.
Well, it's an addiction to something, apparently. I don't understand it.
All right.
But
All right.
people do seem to be addicted to it. And it is part of the reason why the show started. So,
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Just trying to get my mind off it. It didn't work.
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Still thinking about your bow tie?
No, now I'm thinking about my flat Earth bow tie.
Which
is
all
worse?
bow ties the
bless
same
you.
shape as the Earth?
No, I'm seeing one that declares the truth of the flat Earth.
I mean, hey, I think, listen, since the monetization's already tanked, I think we should all be honest about the fact that the Earth is
Oh, for fuck's sake.
a globe.
Earth is a globe.
And
We're all globe heads.
It
you
is
know.
oblong. I will say
Sorry
that.
if that, fucks with anybody's mind in the chat.
It's a little fat in the middle. Not a perfect sphere. I almost said square. It's not a perfect square either. It's definitely not a perfect square.
Oh, that is a whole new batch of bullshit that I am not prepared to deal with.
No. Hey, you invited me on. Okay, so if you can't handle the truth, Tom Cruise.
To be clear, I did not. Okay, you did, Maya.
It's true. This is really my fault.
Yeah, so that's how you got to this. I wanted you to come on. You wanted to come on earlier. You were like, I'll just come on next week. And I was like, hold up, Nelly.
Well, I didn't know that you had a whole thing. I didn't know that you scheduled stuff.
Yeah,
I
I
thought
do
you were
a
like me,
whole-
where you're just like.
It's like a whole thing.
I mean, the fact that I scheduled something out and I didn't schedule it, the fact that I am on something for election night already is kind of a miracle because I never plan things out that far ahead. So.
I do remember being on your stream, filling in for Mikey one pre-election night, something.
I think it was the
We've known each other a lot.
midterms in 2018. 2021,
Sure.
maybe something like that. I remember that.
Something like that happened.
I remember that. It was good too.
It was, yeah, yeah. We were talking election shit, just trying to figure out what the fuck was going on.
Or
Because
maybe it was a primary.
they weren't doing anything that made sense. And that was alarming.
Oh, Fern. I will plug myself for you. So if you want to find me on YouTube, I'm at Progressive Liberal. If you want to find me on Twitter or TikTok, it's at ProLibShow. ProLibShow is what I call my live stream. Nowadays, I'm doing a lot more short form content. Not necessarily shorts, but it's just shorter. It's 3 to 5 minutes with one weekly live stream on Tuesdays. That's the format we're going to go with for a while. And my Twitter is very snarky and sarcastic. So I know that'll
And
shock
I am
you.
going to unhide my Twitter so that, not Twitter. I think we are friends on Twitter.
We are.
What's the other thing? TikTok. The
TikTok.
thing that the kids have. Because periodically I'll go on TikTok and it'll tell me that I'm too old to use it.
Yeah, and what's fun is that there's a lot of creators that are both they're there and here, which I
Lots.
like.
Yeah.
So on election night, I will be live with Kitty the Atheist, Godless Grandma, and Godless Engineer.
Granny.
And you got to be on TikTok to watch. I'm sorry, TikTok.
Oh, it's
The other thing you got to
only
understand about
TikTok?
TikTok is
You
that
son
TikTok.
of a bitch.
Well, here's the thing: TikTok does not play well with other platforms. It's
Oh,
a
I did hear
real
that.
pain in the
Yeah.
ass. Like they won't like ban you or anything, but they don't give you a stream key.
Oh. Wow.
So you either have to like go live on YouTube and then like mirror the screen in TikTok's proprietary live software that they give you,
Wow.
or just go live on TikTok exclusively. So on election night, I'm going to be live exclusively. Don't
Fair
worry,
enough.
the election's not going to be over on election night. It's going to continue for a long time after. I'm going to be in plenty of other places before and after the election that you'll be able to find on YouTube. But that specific night, I'm going to be TikTok exclusive. So
All right. I'll dust off the ticker and cheer you on in the chat.
it's going to be fun.
And whatnot.
It's going to be fun. And it's the other thing about going live on TikTok is like when I go live, if for instance Godless Engineer Kitty is live, we stream to our own channels, but we're live together as a multi-guest thing, which YouTube doesn't fucking have yet for I don't know why. But it's cool because you're not like just appearing on someone else's channel. You're live on your channel and their channel at the same time, and your chats are melded and everything. So it's just
Yeah, I did that a week from Friday where I schooled a couple of my friends on do you know about YouTube, sorry.
I don't.
It's a what do you call it? Black nationalist. No, I can't think of shit because late. My brain turns to shit around midnight.
That was crazy. Yeah, no, the idea that all the white people were created by a black scientist named Yakub from some number of trillion years ago.
Oh, that sounds plausible. Yeah.
Yeah, it totally happened.
Yeah, for sure.
Totally happened. So yeah, I was a bunch of black nationalists, blackwashing history, as one does.
For sure. That sounds fun. Actually, I think I would enjoy that.
So yeah, that was ew. And I say all that to say, one, if you want like the end to all the black racist jokes on here, it's a great stream to if you have an hour and a half to that you need to fuck off, or just background noise.
Right.
There you go. And that was 2 streams ago, but yeah, we simul streamed. So, but you can also do on YouTube.
Yeah,
Don't
but
have to go to the kid channel for that.
I know, but on TikTok it's more.
I know. You want to do TikTok? I will fire it up, dust it off, and
It's more.
find you.
It's more integrated. YouTube is close, but they're not. It's not the same.
It's not the same.
It's
I
not
get
the
it. Everyone tells me that.
But yeah, I would love to simul stream with you sometime. We need to do that. We need to
That would be awesome.
We need to do something.
I All right. So one more time, who are you? Where are you? And what? Oh, Dr. Tapioca Weasel tried to gift himself a membership, but alas,
Didn't work.
everyone is green.
I think we maxed it.
Yeah,
Hey.
we do have some people like purple. I could have sworn purple was green at one point, or maybe she just doesn't like being anything other than purple. I'm just like, you know what? Fuck memberships.
Yeah, purple brings it up on YouTube. People in the side chat can't see comments from the side chat
Yeah.
on the other channel.
You can
That's
do simul stream, but
That's
you
the
can't
part
do
that
yeah.
YouTube still doesn't. Has
Yeah,
got to
and
fix.
they need to do that.
I think
They really do.
Restream is the only one that allows you to do that.
Yeah, well, you can,
but nobody
do,
uses that
can
anymore.
Yeah,
do
like you
your
need to have an
EV
audience.
You know, you can put your chat up on the screen in EVMux too, right?
Yeah, we do that.
It was
We've been
on
doing
the
that all
screen.
night.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can't. I'm not watching the stream, so I just make sure you know that you can do it.
Yeah, no, it's like right here.
Okay,
Well,
cool,
you can't
cool,
see where my thing is, but yeah, it is.
Yeah, just making sure that you knew that because I'm just looking out for it because I heart your face.
Well,
but
sometimes I like it when people can. Well, like this part of the stream, nobody can. I don't know. There may be a point where I have to take out the first part of the thing, and so then nobody gets to see the comments,
right,
which is unfortunate. Like you can't do anything to the stream, or else you lose all of the comments.
yeah, that part is annoying. Like that's one thing when I stream, I'm usually live on Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, that's one of the reasons I use EVMux too, because the chat's integrated on all three platforms.
Right.
So people can be wherever they want to be.
Right. And you can still have it in the one thing there. Oh, I didn't know you used EVMux.
Do so that when we simul stream, it's the same fucking thing.
Yeah, no,
EVMux
is a little slow, and it's hard for me to like when I have somebody else, like when he's here, it's hard for me to what do you call it? Share screen.
Right. Maya's dying. We really need to let her go to bed.
I really am dying. Like I'm an old bitch, but I am so excited. Welcome.
We're literally the same age. We're literally the exact same age.
Well, you're an old bitch too. Then what do you want from me?
It's true.
But I do want to thank all of the people for coming tonight. We did 70. Like that was nuts. And I am like really excited that we have a lot of new cult members, and I hope to see you in future. I hope you love tonight. We would love to see you in future screens. Ethan, before you go, we have to know, who are you? God, who are you? Where are you? And what do you have coming up this week?
Oh, yes. Yeah, this week on the show, I'm probably having a very special guest. I have not confirmed it.
Is it me? Did I forget something?
Huh?
I'm fucking with you. Go ahead.
Yeah. I wish it was you. No, I'm probably having a very special guest on Tuesday. They have said that they will do it. But we'll see. They may back out. They've backed out before. I will tell you this.
Is it Nick?
No, it is not Nick. It is someone that basically everyone in our community absolutely despises. For anyone who knows me from a long time ago, I don't always just interview people that are like nice and fun. Like I will interview highly controversial people. So we will see. They have canceled on me once, so they may cancel on me again. If that's not it, we're going to be talking about kind of the same stuff that you and I were talking about tonight. There's as I mentioned earlier, there's a YouTube channel that I'm putting together a very large video on, and I'm going to talk about that if this person cancels on me. So it's either an extremely controversial person, or we're going to be talking about this UFO channel. So,
Ooh.
well, they call themselves UFO channel, but they also have a lot of David Icke videos. Weird.
Good.
How do the two intersect? That's what we're going to talk about.
You know, we haven't done any crop circle videos.
Oh, there's lots of crops. I'm telling you, this whole video. I should have you on for this.
You should. This is exactly what I do.
Okay.
I mean, well,
Right.
I don't have to be there for that, but like, maybe one day or whatever.
Yeah,
if
I'm going to have
you hate
both.
me
I wanna
enough
have
to bring
both
you
of
onto your
on.
channel.
I want to have both of you on, separate, like
Yeah,
one on the other.
Don't have me on with anybody you hate. I can't.
No.
guarantee
I would
that it'll
never
go
do
well
that.
for
This
you.
person, I would not subject anyone else to to this. I'm telling when
I'm a mouthy bitch. I get it. I
will tell you this. Watch my Twitter for the next 24 hours, because if this person confirms, I will then announce the stream and everyone will be extremely angry at me. So just letting you know, people are going to be pissed off that I'm even talking to this person. It's that.
Well, I'm glad I got you on before you talk to that person.
Me too. Everyone's going to be fucking pissed at me, but I have some things I want to say to this person. So
I'm pretty sure it's Otangelo.
Oh, I hope not. All right. So, Vandy, do you have anything coming up this week?
So I'm doing an interview on my channel with Otangelo on Tuesday. No, I don't. I don't have anything coming up this week.
All right.
that'd be funny. That'd be really funny.
Tomorrow I will be on Skeptic Haven for Black Free Thinkers. Tuesday I will be on Skeptic Haven's Halloween stream. Wednesday or Friday night we're gonna do a 1,000 sub thank you stream. I haven't really I've been talking to Vandy about this stream like all fucking weekend. So we're gonna have to talk about what's a good time for both of us but we definitely want you guys to come through. Probably be an open stream, but we'll see how it goes. And definitely want to give another shout out to CD for getting us over the edge there. And I feel like I have something else coming up this week. Oh, Friday, earlier in the evening, I'll be with Two Guys Talk History, doing a something election. So everybody go to all those channels, like and subscribe, and show love. And obviously we will be back this time next week with great people. I don't have OBS, so I don't know if that's gonna. I should, because like I heard you can do like cards and thumbs up and like all that stuff.
Can you hurry it up, because my hand's starting to cramp? Okay, thanks.
Right. Oh, can I hurry it up?
Yep.
I could kick you out. I mean, that would be actually funny.
Are we done yet?
No. All right, so we'll see you next week. And everybody, if you have not already done so, remember to vote.
Yes,
bring a friend and bring a friend.
Vote, and vote for